Hello, and welcome to yet another Q&A Thursday right here at The Rag Company on The Rag Company podcast YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get started, please do us a favor if you're watching right now. Take a second, click that like button right below this video. Helps us out, helps you out by helping us out. Fun how that works, huh? Anyway, housekeeping. Things we got to address. It feels like a busy day. It's a little crazy.
It's a big day, Dane.
It's kind of nuts.
It's a big day.
Massive day.
Yeah, huge day.
Why? Because our friends at Brooks Running
Right. Yes.
releasing today on their website the new Ghost Max. And
Show us these bad boys.
they gave us an actual pair.
They really
Wow.
did.
For release for today, for the Q&A. Can you guys believe that? It's seriously... Nick, could we go to the website too, to Brooks Running, so that people could see? This is the new Brooks Ghost Max. That's right.
Incredible.
Max
shoe.
cushion, max protection, gets soft landing, smooth rides to help reduce the impact on your body with the Ghost Max. Now,
So, what kind of sole? What kind of sole is this utilizing? What
well,
kind
let's
of
get back to our
technology?
camera here so we can see. So,
Yeah.
not only is it come with the new DNA Loft V2,
Okay.
allows a little more cushion.
Yeah.
Allows these feel kind of like our glycerins, only in the Ghost.
And I love that because the glycerin is so comfy, but the Ghosts, for some reason, even as old as my pair are at this point, they feel right. When
Yeah.
You step
So you
into
get the
them, it's so
durability
nice.
of the Ghost with the squishiness of the glycerins.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say right now that nothing to me right now, other than probably these shoes, are more comfortable than these bad boys.
Oh, the Brooks
Auroras.
Auroras.
Look at that,
Those
dude.
also
Those
have been
are
the
hard to come
purveyors
by.
of the DNA Loft V2 for a number of years now.
Crazy how that
Insane.
Those have been the
works.
only shoe, I think, that could have that.
I feel like I can run at incredible speeds. I won't do it, but I know I can.
You could.
So anyway, I mean, I'm glad you guys
congrats
came
to
out.
Brooks. Glad you guys all tuned in.
Yeah.
This is what you
please
guys
ask
were waiting
A lot of
for.
support.
Ask your questions about
Yeah.
these shoes.
It's got a lot of
Please.
great arch support in here that is unlike, I mean, you can feel that right in there.
Wow.
And then on top of that, they got the back of this here is a molded. You know, I've always talked about Brooks with the cage in the back.
Yeah.
This
Rage
is molded.
in the cage.
Rage in the cage. Feel that inside spot there with
But
the
it keeps
arch
it in the
support.
cage, and
That
that's the
is-
important part.
Wow. So is this whose pair is this?
Those are mine.
I did notice that
They
it's
only come
not-
in 11, apparently.
So, yeah,
Well, no,
11's
the
your
11s are the ones
size.
that got shipped to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I believe Anthony and I are both
I like 'em.
12s,
Yeah.
and we can't wear this. So,
Yeah, I can't.
unfortunately,
I don't
yeah,
know what that
we-
feels like.
Yeah, feels awesome.
we don't
Tell you
get to
that
find
right
out.
now. Feels awesome.
So-
Feels awesome. You can't try it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just
Too bad
know.
your feet are too big.
But if
Yeah,
we could,
well,
we would be excited.
You know what they say: big feet, small hands. And welcome
Right.
Okay.
to the Rag Company Q&A, everybody. I think
Just that
we
kind of day.
know the real reason why you're here.
What were you
You're
talking
here
about?
because
That was
you
it.
like us as people.
That's right.
And,
Okay,
Yep.
that's it.
and you want to
And
Well, they always
clicked
want to know
the like
about
button.
Pepsi products and Brooks Running.
Brooks Running,
Okay,
not
yep.
detailing.
No, that's pretty
Definitely
much
not.
those two things.
We're good. I think we're good.
That
That's the whole
pretty much
show,
sums
right?
up most of
Yeah.
our housekeeping.
All right, Nick.
unless,
Yeah,
Amazing.
No,
Unless we want to talk about anything else.
I mean, what would you talk about, though, right? I mean, it's not like there's anything else
Ow,
that's
something
nearly
is-
as big
Did
as...
you just get bit?
Somebody just
Wait.
kicked my foot. What the heck?
Hold on.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
It's your flexible
cow.
shaft.
My flexible shaft. What's it doing here? What?
Whoa,
Levi,
okay.
did you get bit too?
That's a balance.
No, but I do feel like I'm on top of something. Like
Yeah.
like if I'm like I'm gonna get stuck or caught.
Okay, what's
So,
that?
I'm gonna check
Oh, my
here.
goodness.
Oh my goodness. The spray applicator.
Holy
What?
smokes! What the?
Who would have
What is
thought?
going on here?
Wow. Look at your dangling,
Wait,
weight there.
Are you sure there's not one more that's missing?
There is one more
There
that's
is one.
missing. We don't know where it is.
Okay.
Somebody took
well,
it.
It's the blaster.
Anyways, guys, we want to give you a proper introduction to the new Ultra Airline here from the Rag Company. This has been a long time coming, and today has been a very exciting and successful day so far, that is, with the launch of our new air tools.
Yeah.
Now, if you haven't already watched the video, there's a whole explanation in there on why we created an air tool line. Essentially, me and Levi love using them here around the studio.
Yep.
Levi loves using them at home. Dane's never experienced something that's so easy, so we handed him this.
Until
we
I
said,
used him here, and I was like, holy crap, I
we
want
said,
that.
go clean something with this. And he goes, goes, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And so
That might be my favorite thing.
I know it is.
He's been cleaning. He's been cleaning his toilets
that
with that
thing.
one.
No, we
You can
told him
clean
to
everything.
told him
with
to
that.
not do that as much.
Well,
right?
okay, not this
He goes and
specific
gets them
one.
clogs right out.
Yeah, he's just dunking it in.
Pulling the
It
trigger.
allowed me to get under the turbos
Yeah.
and flex. Like
Gotcha.
really just, can't get right around.
Yeah,
It's
that's what you
great.
call that, under the turbos? on
Under the
flex?
turbos.
Okay.
They get
like
hot,
that.
sometimes moisture forms. Anyway, it's a whole thing.
So anyway, we kind of getting back on track here. So the new line has been launched. So obviously we're here to
It
answer
is
questions.
flying out the door.
I answer questions about that. Maybe just answer questions about anything else, or just go off track like we usually do on every Q&A. But this is something new and exciting in the detailing related space that we would love to talk about today. So in front of us here we have the Ultra Engine Blaster. We have Dane has the Ultra Air Blaster Plus, and then we have Levi with the Ultra Spray Applicator. And so these three tools are absolutely incredible. But the great starting point is going to be just the standard Ultra Air Blaster, which we probably should have one here. We'll probably find
I was
one by
looking
the
for
end
it.
of the-
Nate's probably taking pictures. I don't know.
To be fair, that one's going to be like the volume mover. That's the one most people are going to get realistically.
Yeah.
However, I have to say these other options are worth it because they are different enough.
So right off the bat, people have noticed, okay.
There's a dent in this one. That's what they noticed. They're like, wait a second, why is there a dent in
I'm
here?
going to talk about that here in just a second, Dane.
we're waiting to talk
I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. So right off the bat, first things people are noticing are the price, right? They go, wow, these are really affordable, right?
Yeah.
We designed and came out with this line specifically to be affordable, to be obviously great quality, but also to be affordable for many people who have never experienced a gun like this or a blaster like this. Sometimes they can get very up there in price, and that kind of makes it hard to pull the trigger and at least try it out and see how it works with your setup. So we came in at I'd say a pretty competitive price, so people could of all sorts, right? Whether you're a detailing enthusiast, whether you're a weekend detailer, or maybe you are a full-time detailer with a shop with employees. This is something you can buy multiples of because it does come in at a decent price. As far as the durability of everything, in the video that we launched today, we did a whole section there with the durability testing. That was 100% real. We threw the Ultra Air Blaster off of a roof. We chucked it across the parking lot. We had Gabe run over it. He was actually only supposed to run over the metal part, but he ran over both the trumpet part and the metal part on accident.
Land Cruiser.
And it was 100% fine. We were picking that thing up, plugging it right back in, because when we were first
That's the one I was looking for because I wanted to show people how beat up it was.
Well, when we were doing our initial
And then it worked.
testing, I mean, gosh, I don't know how many, many months ago, we were dropping it around, not even on purpose. It was just like hey, hand me the blaster, right?
Yeah, we had it hooked to the air hose.
We had it hooked to the air hose, so the thing was like flailing, it was flailing all over the place. And that we kind of noted, we go, man, this thing's really can take some abuse, and the finish is still holding up pretty well. And Jeff was wanting me to kind of take that a little further. I was talking to him on the phone one day, and he goes, hey, so what's overall durability? I'm like, dude, this thing's getting banged around our studio 24/7. And he goes, what if you threw it? And I go, what do you mean throw it? He goes, go out the parking lot and throw it. I'm like, okay. For some reason in my head, I think what he was saying was just chuck it onto the concrete, right?
Right.
I threw the freaking thing. I threw it far.
You were throwing a football for a kid to run after.
I was throwing it.
You went 30,
and
40
so
fast I can go?
and I told him, I go, well, there it goes. It's tumbling. That was it was 40 feet. He goes, well, you weren't supposed to throw it that far. And I go, well, you said throw it. No, I meant like lob it. And so, anyways, that's where the testing really began, because we go, well, if they can take this kind of abuse, what else can it do? So we took it to the roof. We took it to outside there. We had a car run over it. And
then we said, we need to film this. So then we brought out a camera and did it
So
all
yes,
over
we did
again.
have to recreate the situations to film them, but that had happened even
There
before.
it is.
That.
There it
Oh,
is.
look at that. There it
Dave
is.
found it.
This is literally
This is the one that got run over.
This is the blaster that has been run over. I mean, if Nick can get a zoom
It's a
in
little
on this,
scuffed, but that's it.
we're going to show you there. That's the scuffs you can see there on the top.
Yeah.
The bottom got a little scuffed up there, but this thing is,
It still works. It works
it's
perfectly.
Dinged, but it works beautifully. This thing still twists off perfectly fine. You could twist that off. It's awesome, man. So That portion is real. They are durable. Again, they're affordable, and they work. And that's the biggest thing, is having something that's going to be reliable to where you are doing a detail and you want to be able to plug something in that just get straight to work. And that's exactly what these things are. The packaging is fantastic as well. Our whole team has just kind of put a lot of effort into this launch and trying to give you guys a premium product at a decent price. And we're all really proud of it. So hopefully you guys are just as excited as we are about everything.
Yes.
No,
Anything to note, Levi?
No, just that everything works great. And this, what happened here? What'd you do?
It had product in it when it happened.
So somebody had posed the question within our team, right? They said, hey, you guys obviously threw the Ultra Air Blaster, right? And the engine blaster has been thrown around quite a bit. The spray applicator we try to actually be pretty gentle with because it does have the fittings on the side. So we weren't really
this
trying.
One's a little more delicate. We're not expecting you to throw it around.
We weren't trying to throw that around, and we don't think anybody would. But this one right here, we figured this is one that's going to get set up.
It's going to be the most used.
Well, it's going to get set up on a shelf, right? Yeah. It's going to get set on a ladder. It's going to fall off, and so somebody said, "What's the durability of that?" And we go, "It's really durable. We haven't had any issues." Well, what if you did the same durability test that you did with the Ultra Air Blaster and you fill it up with liquid? So we did literally just that. I went outside, I threw this thing 20 feet in the air, and I was like, I just threw a grenade, right?
You're thinking that's going to pop off of there, it's going to spray fluid everywhere. It
threw it 20 feet in the air, it landed.
Like this. This is what the result was.
It had a small dent right there that can probably be popped out. I picked it up, looked everywhere else. The thing looks pretty incredible. Did it again. Right? And I was like, oh my God, nothing happened. No liquid spilling out. So I did it one more time, right?
Just for fun.
And at that point, I'm like, all right, I've thrown this thing up in the air 3 times at 20 feet in the air.
And it's heavy. It's full of liquid.
That adds quite a bit of weight.
This is pretty awesome. So, any tips or recommendations, Levi, on
No, just the biggest things to remember is, yes, you guys can put chemicals in these, but again, because of experience, I tell you, don't do that. They work great with just water. They work great with just hot water. They'll work great with O&R. But the rule of thumb is, if you're not going to drink it, don't put it in there. Unless you have
a
respirator on your face, then by all means, put it in an APC or a degreaser in the engine blaster. Just remember to wear a respirator. Same with this. If you want to put like a carpet shampoo or something in there, make sure it's diluted. You want to make sure that it's very diluted so that you're not overkilling. But this atomizes product at such a fine amount that one of the cool things is that you use hardly any. So this is not only going to save you in your chemical costs if you're using these, because of the fact that you can dilute. This works with just water, which means if you dilute that, whatever product's in there at 20 to 1, 30 to 1, you're still going to get amazing cleaning capabilities out of that. So same thing with this, with the spray applicator. I recommend only utilizing a water-based product in it. So for this, this is not what they said it was. This is like dynamic dressing that they put in here. I would recommend using something like OptiBond tire gel and use that diluted 1-to-1, shake it up, because you're going to have a better viscosity. This is very liquidy. They were like, oh, this is that your OptiBond was a little foggy. That's not OptiBond in there. So utilize something that is a water-based instead of something that has a bit more of a silicone base.
Sure.
Because a water emulsified dressing flows better through the unit, as well as any...
It's generally safer.
Just in the air, it's a lot better. So I've loved dressing tires and inner fender wells with this. It's so much faster, so much quicker, and you can do a whole car and use maybe that much of the entire bottle. I mean, it's ridiculous how little dressing you actually use.
Well, and it's again, that is a I don't want to
vents and
I don't want to call it like a low flow. It's a fine flow.
It's efficient
applicator spray. So like there are paint guns that you can use that are going to just lay on product. This is going to be very much more accurate. Meaning that you can dress a grill, you can dress
especially those really tight grills, like on the side,
like a fine mesh egg crate style.
Especially on like a sports car or something where they're on the side of the body.
We were doing this on door jams on essentially those fine thin plastics on door jams,
the boots and the
without
rubbers.
any overspray on the paint, which I was mostly concerned about was on that. And nothing. I mean, it's just, again, it's a fine spray. It's completely adjustable in how much you want coming out of it. So you can really kind of get tricky with it. I mean, dress different things. I mean, get creative with it. And,
down to your skill set.
And I think that you'll have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, and what I like is, like, I look at this, and the other day I was working on a car at home, and I thought, if I had this with me, I could be dressing that cowl along the windshield.
Easy.
And between the hood and the windshield, where it's a truck, so it's a little harder for me to reach without getting on a stand. And then what I do lately is I have to grab a paintbrush, fill it with dressing to get in all the little vents and stuff on the top of that cowl, when you're dressing it. And so I forgot how great this was, because in my shop, we used a gun to literally apply dressing to the engines, dressing to that cowl, dressing to all these areas that, especially using a product like OptiBond Tire Gel, which is a water-based dressing. So when it's water-based, it means you can literally just wipe it off with just either O&R or water. It comes right off. It doesn't grease up. It doesn't leave any rainbow slickness on the surface or any oils that you have to go back and remove with a alcohol or a paint prep. So
and the thing I wanted to point out, just because obviously we talked about the testing and all that stuff, we beat these things up not with the intent that people go out there and beat the snot out of them too. It's just in a shop things happen, and we wanted to make sure they could withstand all that. So if somebody decides to go absolutely ape on these things and like destroy them or something, that's never something we've encouraged.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
don't go
the whole
actively
point
destroy
here
them.
is under normal conditions, even in a shop, all that kind of stuff, all the crazy stuff that happens, we've tested in enough scenarios that we're confident that you're not going to run into a situation that should cause an issue like that.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's something, it's up to you to take care of your tools. And we hope you don't treat yours as poorly as we treated ours on purpose.
There you go.
There you go.
I still can't believe this one was ran over.
Running over with a car.
Now that I was amazed by, and I love in the video where you see it squish and then come back.
All right, let's get those comments.
All right,
out there.
Dan
Start
Pfeiffer with a
Dan.
good afternoon and word up from Minnesota, USA. Happy Friday Eve, TRC gang. Congrats on the launch of the Ultra Air Tools. Like G. Davis always said, you guys really blow. Thank you, Dan. Then Dino with a happy Friday Eve, guys. What's up? How you doing, man? And then he who shall remain nameless. Happy Friday, Junior from sunny south coast of Massachusetts. Looking forward to all the Cockpit Express blowing talk today.
Yes.
And then Glossy Bear popping in saying, what's up, everybody? Tuning in while I turbo swap the
STI.
Nice.
Ooh, that's a fun time.
All right.
Then Harry Housewife Darren jumping in with a hello. And then Alex.
Hello.
Happiest of Friday Eves. My goodness, what a morning. Can't wait for the new tools to arrive at TOC Supplies later the next week.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you overseas and in other countries other than North America.
That's going to be the question.
So, TOC is receiving theirs next week. UK, theirs have passed customs. Meaning they should be arriving next week into Clean and Shiny's warehouse. And then the tools are still in customs in Europe. And so they will be arriving hopefully by next week at Rag Company Europe. And then as far as we know, everything's smooth sailing with our friends in Australia and New Zealand to be able to get their products from Car Care Co.
I have one question, and I don't know if we have the answer to it or if I'm going to have to ask one of the other guys. But one comment I did see was one of our good friends from Puerto Rico tried to buy it, and then realized shipping was an issue.
There is a set headed to our friends at UM Distributors that will be there this week.
That's what we want to hear.
So, and then all of our other local distributors that normally carry Rag Company products have all reached out and bought stuff. So if you're on the East Coast, I know that Detailed Image and Long Island Detail Supply are fully stocked and ready to go. And then all of our other friends are getting them as we speak. So next week, you should be able to purchase all of them from wherever you are in the world.
And then also, too, they're available also on Amazon.
And they're available on Amazon, and they are flying off the shelves today in our store. I walked in there earlier. Every order is just boxes and boxes and boxes.
People are curious. They want to try them.
Thank you, everybody, for jumping on these.
On a quick note here, probably should talk about this. Air compressor.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a
The questions, I bet
this is a very important. This is a very important thing that we need to talk about. So, yes,
Dane, what kind of air compressor do you have?
Well, I have a little 18-volt Ryobi unit. It's
not gonna do it.
It's not gonna
will
do it.
not do it because
No.
it's a single canister. It looks like an oxygen tank for scuba
It's
diving
a
for
half
children.
gallon. It's a half gallon. You
gallon.
can't even do anything with
It
that.
can't do anything.
No.
I can fill up a car tire.
Yeah, barely.
Barely.
So, and
Anthony, what kind of air compressor are you running at home?
So, Levi, thanks for asking. I'm running a Husky Silent Flow. I'm running it's a 4.5 gallon, right? Here's my problem though. I'm at 3 CFM at 100 psi,
Yeah.
right? Or I'm at 4 CFM at I believe 40 or 50 psi.
Okay.
So here's my problem, right?
You need more capacity.
I need more capacity, right? So I took one of these home the other day. I was kind of joking around about it. I said, hey, I was blowing some things. Does it work? Yes, it does work.
You have the
It
capability to
works-
make it work.
It works in spurts, though, right?
Right.
So I'm blow through, working amazing. Gotta
Then
let
you
it
gotta let it fill up.
refill. But you know what? My blowgun is the same situation, right? Whether I'm using a blowgun or this, I'd rather use this rather than a blowgun in most situations.
But you're running out of capacity with that 4.5 gallons.
But I'm running out of capacity. I'm draining it pretty fast. So,
Brass
I
tacks.
would.
What's the hard floor on this?
So the hard floor, ideally, you would be at 4 CFM
Okay.
at 90 psi, right? Was
Okay.
what your
That's your
compressor,
minimum.
your
That's what we
compressor
asked.
would be able
Yeah.
to run. If you can run 5 CFM, amazing, right?
Better
if
is
you can be
better.
5 CFM at 100 psi, amazing. But ideally, the tank size, I would say to at least give it a chance to fill up, and depending on what your spurts and how long of a session of blowing you're going for, probably at the very least 10 gallons. I mean, very, very, very least.
You're going to get maybe half a car blown out.
And you'll maybe
with
get
10 gallons.
maybe half a car. But ideally, if you're in the 20-gallon range, you're going to be sitting pretty.
Yeah, 20 will give you at least enough to get all the way around the car. And you may have to stop for a minute or two. Like, I think about it like this. I blast out a passenger side footwell,
Yeah.
right? I'll get all my capacity, blast everything out. Maybe I blast out the center console and I blast a little bit out the driver's side. Then I stop. Maybe I stick it in my holster, slide it forward, slide that seat forward. Then I get to the back seat. I've got the other doors open on that side. Then I pull the gun out again,
And you go
blast.
bam, and you go bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, and I blast everything out the back through the back door to the passenger side. Then I put it back in, fold the seats down. If I'm working like, say, in your 4Runner, I'm going to fold those seats down. I'm going to blast out the back door,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to go this way.
Get blasted.
Then put it back in my pocket. This time the air compressor's catching up, right? It's filling back up.
Yeah.
I walk around. Maybe I check the back area. Get a couple more blasts to knock some stuff out. Make my way around. That's how I see it. Utilizing that step method, you're going to be able to get that.
Well, I did the same when I was vacuuming, right? Because
Yeah.
I was blasting and vacuuming.
Right.
Ooh.
So that's where I did it
Blast
differently,
vacuum,
right? So
yeah.
because I would blast, right? vacuum, blast, short spurts, right? Vacuum. And by mixing it up like that, I'm almost always full.
you're
I'm
always
not
good.
draining it. But if you're wanting to consistently just blow,
Solid blasting.
yeah, then you're gonna
Or-
drain it.
Go down to Harbor Freight, pick up a extra air tank.
Yeah.
Cistern?
Sister your
Ooh.
air. Go get in there, get one. Get a 5-gallon tank, Anthony. Just run an airline. You've got a dual outlet. You can literally run an outlet into that tank, so it'll fill up. That motor will fill up both those tanks, and it'll pull from both tanks.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you've got 10 gallons of capacity. Do like I did. I just have 3 air compressors connected to each other.
Wow.
That is certainly a
So
way to
I'm
do
running
it.
20 gallons.
Sounds dangerous and fun at the same time.
It's
So
super
anyway,
fun.
he started blasting.
So, all right, moving on here. We have
We've got another from Alex here saying, shout out to Corey for being an amazing cameo in the product drop video. Yes.
Yep.
Good stuff.
We have Kevin
Hello,
D
bro.
that says, congrats for the new air products.
Thank you,
Thank
Kevin.
you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Appreciate it.
Franco.
Happy pre-blowing weekend, guys. And Franco with a sup nerd, sorry.
Sup, nerds?
Hans with a happy pre-blowing weekend.
Yep.
And then everybody saying hello.
Yeah,
and then
it's a
Barry,
whole lot of hello.
how does your new spray blaster engine blasters compare to a Tornador? Well, obviously, the price is a lot less. Ours look cooler, I think. I think they just look
It's a matter of taste.
Because they're all blacked out. They look cool. They
do look cool.
That's cool.
I would say
and they
really,
say Rag Company.
I would say the biggest. We could say one thing.
Yeah.
But like it's coming from us. I would like to see probably some independent reviews and people
Yes.
taking things into account. Right. Say, take the price into account, take the durability, take the overall quality, take the plastic thickness and everything like that here on the trumpet, the paint finish and all of that, and then probably make their own.
Make
your own review. It's just we could say something, but we don't want to say something necessarily bad about the other products out there. But we also these are ours, so obviously we're going to be a little.
The biggest thing is they do ship with 3 different tips. Mm-hmm. They ship with what this is. What's on here is a high flow. What's on here? This is the IM tip international version. Ships with an NPT and then one other type. You can use these or just go to Home Depot or Lowe's, pick out the air fittings that you normally use.
Whatever you
like our airlines run a high flow system, so this is a Prevo high flow air tip that we had to put on. You can run you could run the Home Depot high flow tips too if you have a high flow system like that.
Sure.
But do check your tips and change them out to the right ones that you have.
We also recommend if you want to run Teflon tape on all these, you absolutely can run Teflon tape. We've ran them without and with Teflon tape.
Yep.
We didn't have any leaking issues without the Teflon tape, but granted, it could be different. Not every unit is going to maybe be perfect in that regard. So I'd recommend Teflon tape, and you could do Teflon obviously around your base fittings there. And then even if you wanted to on your Blaster Plus and then on the engine Blaster Plus, there's also these fittings right here if you wanted to run a very small strip of Teflon there just to keep things from rotating.
Yeah,
you can do that there.
There you go. Franco, I got pulled over right as I was pulling into my driveway / carport for my third brake light being out. Didn't know that was a thing, and also learned I need to remove it and polish around it. Yeah.
Nice. Mario,
unless the car was made before
Santana.
1984.
Saying, what's up, boys? Hope this episode blows us away.
Oh, my gosh, me too.
And Franco, that whole spot around the third brake light, Ford Ranger, reminds me of those peeps you see with a dirty neck.
Man. All right, on to
Number
page
5.
Here we go.
Sam Taylor with a Happy Friday TRC fam. Happy Friday Eve. Hope everyone's having a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the Bearded Hunter saying, what is up, everyone?
Hey,
what's up,
Bearded?
buddy? Welcome. Howdy, boys. So stoked for the Ultra Air Tools. Thank you.
So are we.
Nice, thank you.
Nice.
Obviously, Grand Ambassador Showdown contestant
right.
in the house right now.
2 of them.
We have 2? Where's the other one?
Darren.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
You're right. Sorry.
Darren already
You're
said
talking
what's
about
up.
Jamie.
Well, now
No.
Jamie's going to feel good.
Now we got Darren, and we've
once.
got
Never
Hunter
forget
in the
Darren.
house.
Oh, see that honey?
And that honey. Bring me that honey.
Jägerbeer.
Yeah.
Doesn't Jäger mean hunter? Yes.
And then Franco saying, Mazel.
Mazel.
Beard. And then Tony saying, hey, gang, which dressings have you all blown through your Ultra dressing deal? So, Tony, water emulsified dressing. So, like natural finish is a great one.
Yep.
I probably stay away from Dynamic or Shine All. Probably stay away from those. One that you could probably do is Gumi. Mixed 1-to-1. That's a water emulsified.
I probably go even thinner than that. I'd go like 2-to-1.
You could go 2-to-1 with Gumi. But optimum OptiBond tire dressing. 1-to-1
both
all day long. Both versions.
Both
the
the
OptiCoat Pro
OptiCoat version
and the
the
Optimum.
standard.
Yeah, both work phenomenally well
All right.
in the thing. But realistically, it needs to be water emulsified tire dressings.
Broxy Bear
Ooh.
says, hey guys, long time listener, first time poster from Scotland. Well,
Thank you
welcome.
for joining.
Thank you for joining us. I'm using a few TRC towels, but wonder what your go-to is for leather cleaning. Using Gray Creatures at the moment. Gray Creatures are totally fine.
good choice.
Edgeless 365s, I like those in gold. I think those are great for leather cleaning.
Yes.
E300s.
Even our standard car wash towels, our terry weaves are fantastic as well.
245s.
We like to typically go for something lower pile that has better scrubbing power, but also isn't as grabby when you are cleaning leather. Because I don't like when the towel rolls in my hand. It's not a good feeling.
There you go.
Oh, fair.
Here we go. Next up here we have Ivan, who says, I was literally up all night thinking, what will these guys bring out next? I lost sleep.
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Ivan.
Ivan. You know, it's
Glad we could keep you guessing, though.
It's one of those things. People are always asking us, tell us what you're testing. Tell us what you're working on. It's like, this is one of those things where for over a year plus, 18 months or longer, we working on this stuff. We couldn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And you might see hints in the background, like, whoops, we kind of left one out in the back of the video, but it's fun that way. And just know, we're always trying stuff. We may not talk about it, but we're always trying stuff. And me burning a little time there allowed me to wait for the next comment to pop up on the page.
Franco saying, "What's in the box? What's in the box?"
And then clarifies I lost sleep. All right, on to page 5. Make sure we're not missing anybody.
Auto Care HQ. Hey, everyone. Hope you're all having a great
ambassador.
week. Congrats on the launch of the Ultra Air Tools.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Heather. We
Welcome.
appreciate
Appreciate
it. Thanks
it.
for watching.
Mario, I almost made it a whole month without any TRC purchases. Damn it.
Got him.
Got
Got
you
him.
again.
And then Ricky, hello all. Heard of any good product drops lately? Wink, wink.
Well,
Oh, and Dabbler is in the house.
my
That's
God.
4.
yes.
Wow.
Dabbler
Guess-
popping in.
It's nice to see him here this week, right?
Yeah, looking
just
forward to
chiming
those
in.
Ambassadors
thanks
getting
for-
those new Ghost Max shoes. Thanks,
Thanks
fellas.
for taking part, fella.
We have Dan Fire says Humberto is late. Definitely not first from
I
Puerto
know,
Rico.
right? Something's wrong.
The Masters of Shine Detailing says yo happy Friday Eve everyone.
Masters
Right back
of the
at you.
Shine. Get it right.
Yes.
Okay. I'm
That's
sorry.
Humberto.
I'm sorry. TRC crew, Sheldon
Or, Ulysses,
Classic-
sorry, not
Ulysses.
Humberto,
Get
Ulysses.
his name right.
His name
Come to my
right.
house, get my wife's name right. Franco,
Sheldon.
Oh, man.
gratuitous thigh shot. I thought that was, I know. Hopefully you guys screenshotted
Well,
that.
no.
And then the Bearded Hunter rocking his glycerins.
Nice.
Love to see
Enjoy
it,
it.
Hunter.
Love them.
Darren, afternoon, gents. I moved to West Michigan and trying to figure out the best way to keep vehicles clean and prevent rust. Everyone says get a car wash membership, but haven't seen a no-touch around. Any ideas? Darren, what if you get like one of those undercarriage cleaners
Yeah.
for your
Yeah.
pressure
like a pressure
washer?
washer attachment.
Yeah, and then you can just spray out the underside as much as you want. Or
Just
pick up
rolls.
this new blaster, the engine blaster.
That
clean out your
certainly would help.
undercarriage. Or you can even get this one and use that same thing.
Because we
Hook up an
tested
air
that in wheel
compressor.
wells and stuff. That's certainly a possibility.
Blast that
for
frame
you.
rails, blast underneath. There's a lot of great things. Anthony, play with that flexible shaft a bit.
Yeah.
Show people some of the things it can do.
Get to
So
flex
this
it.
Show
right
us
here.
what it do.
So you can pretty much turn this in any direction that you want to.
But it maintains some
sideways,
rigidity, too,
left
which is
or
nice.
right. So it's a full metal pipe inside here.
Yeah.
That's like a multi-kink or not multi-kink. There's multiple. How do I? It's like a.
Yeah.
It's like a vertebrae.
Junction.
It's got
Yeah.
multiple links, like a chain link kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just say it's a vertebrae.
It's a vertebrae. So this allows you to turn. Articulating.
There you
right?
go.
Nick had to pop
Nick wanted
in.
me to say
It's
that.
an articulating
It's articulating.
shaft.
It's completely rubberized all the way up to the very tip here, so it's going to be safe if you do, bump up against anything there. But what I do like is honestly the length of this thing, right? I can spray Levi right in the mouth,
You can't.
right? So, look how much reach I have here, right? That's pretty good. And so, for getting underneath a vehicle, right, and spraying off control arms or spraying off your suspension and stuff like that, this is amazing. This is the one tool that I have been dying to take home that I simply can't run with my
Yeah.
setup, unfortunately.
Like I said, run down to Harbor Freight, pick up another tank and some
But
hose.
when we had it plugged in here, dude, I was going to town everything.
You were just-
my
you were-
Dodge Ram.
yeah,
my
you were
Dodge,
pulling everything
My
in.
Dodge Ram, I was like, well, I'm like, let's keep going, right? And so I was doing the suspension. I was doing all sorts of different things. And then since then, I don't know how many cars there's been since we've done since that. But it's so easy to get into tight areas.
Yeah.
I really liked it for the brake calipers that we did on a couple of vehicles here a little while back that had
Yeah.
Brembos on them. It was great on brake calipers because it really was kind of like a touchless system with me blasting away the grime. When you do have this paired with a high quality or a high powered air compressor, just the force alone of the pressure here because of this very kind of tight tip here at the end, it just
It offers a
blasts
little
it
bit
out.
of
It knocks
force,
it off.
more
It
so
makes-
than even some of these other guys do.
it makes things
very
disappears.
nice.
But I mean, if you guys want to see more flexible shaft play, just let me know, and I am down to grab it and turn it around for you.
There you go.
Duly noted. All right, Darren follows up with the second question. Love some Brooks. Are you all doing the donation raffle this year?
We haven't talked to Brooks about it. We can do that, definitely. We can figure something out and see.
Just need to talk to him.
It was pretty good last year. We only had about, 10
Yeah.
10 people participate.
I think
But
so.
those are pretty dang good odds. And we
Yeah.
were giving away 2 pairs of shoes.
No kidding.
So that's a 1 in 5 chance. So,
Yeah.
and I think Andy Steely, and I can't remember who the other person was that won a pair, but
Yeah.
it was pretty rad. So,
Remind us if you're in
Yeah.
the comments, please.
and then Ulysses saying, just bought a Tornador. I'm sure I won't regret it.
Hey, you know what?
you'll
You got a
be-
good
I told
tool.
you, dude. I saw
fine.
you, and I gave you a little teaser.
Oh, you
Did
hinted?
you
it was.
wink?
I hinted and winked to
How
him.
many winks did you give him?
Probably not enough.
Okay.
You should have been like, don't do it yet.
Do
right?
it.
He's like, something in your eye, Levi. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you all right now? Yeah, I'm fine.
I probably didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Ulysses,
Dino.
I probably forgot to.
Dino says
you're not going to regret it. You'll be
people
all right.
seem to be concerned about Humberto, and I am also concerned because
I don't know where he is. He is usually
should be
right here. That is strange. Umberto, please let us know you're okay.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
And then Rag Company
right.
Podcast posted on here. Dino, Anthony, you know what they say. If you shake it more than 3 times, you're playing with it.
There you
Then
go.
Ricky, here we go
Guilty.
again. The flexible shaft returns.
Yeah.
And Franco, but wait, there's more. And then Ulysses saying, just kidding. I just bought the spray applicator. Can't wait to test it out.
See, I
Have
knew
fun,
you couldn't
man. I know
resist.
you'll
That's the
enjoy
thing.
it.
It's like you got one tool, fine, but there are many options here, and that's the beauty of it.
And Graham, happy Friday Eve, lads. The word of the day is
Spicy. Heavy on the C there. Also, it starts with a C now. That's the new rule.
Yeah.
Spice starts with a C.
Superauto 2K says here for the knowledge and laughs, this new product line blows. Yes, it does. The Hairy Horsewife says flexible shaft is the name of Levi, Dane, and Anthony's new boy band.
Flexible. We're open to suggestion. There you go.
Dane technically is the most flexible out of all of us.
Weirdly.
So what he can do with his legs is very similar to what I can do with this shaft here. Can bend it in all sorts of...
Oh, no. Carson,
Carson.
save us.
hey guys, how are you? What's up, Carson?
Hey, Carson.
And then Dino, ETA on the EU on new blow things. Next week is what Patrick said. He reached out to me this morning to let me know, to let all of you know that they are just waiting to clear customs as far as we know, and they should be there next week.
Yeah.
So I think John Holt, Clean and Shiny, is doing pre-orders.
He is
I saw them. They're
Right
listed
now?
on the new products listing on a site.
So you can pre-order because he's just waiting for the shipment
They
to
are present.
arrive, and it should be maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday.
You said they passed customs.
They did
so
pass customs.
That's the
so they're
hardest,
just
longest
actually
part
being
of it,
delivered.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And then-
Dabbler says, if you had to pick only one Ultra Air tool, which one would it be and why?
Good question.
So the big question is which one could you run? Probably that's what you need to ask first. Is your compressor capable of running one of these tools? And if the answer is yes, then the answer to your question is Levi.
Well, for me, I've been using the blaster,
Yeah.
the plain one. That has been, I pair that with a normal, just a blowgun. And between those two, I can get a lot of stuff cleaned out, which is amazing. What most people don't realize is the blaster, everybody asks all the time, the carpeted wheel well liners.
Yes.
How do we clean those? How do we get those? You can pressure wash the crap out of them. They're still dirty.
The carpet holds it in. It wraps around.
So for those of you that are really needing to get into that and do that, you can use that blaster to actually blast out the particulates out of that, and it cleans them really well. If you want to bump up to the next level, this is a great product for that because it combines the magic of just using water like you would with the pressure washer.
Yeah.
But the fact that the air and the vortex that it creates by pulling all that dirt out of it, that makes such a huge difference. And so for those of you that are overly concerned about trying to get out, clean those, I've never been a big fan of even worrying about it. But I do know when I've had to use that on some cars, that's what I use, and it works flawlessly. But the biggest thing is just carpet. I love it for dog hair, specifically the really tight, cheaper feeling carpets that they just don't release dog hair. You can really get into those, like the old Volkswagen carpets and stuff. You can get into those a lot
high
easier.
traffic style.
Yeah, that it just lifts dog hair out, and it's amazing how well that type works for that.
They need to see the video.
Yeah. So to start out, I would say
No,
I
they
would
need
say
to
the
see
blaster.
the
Yeah, you're
Tacoma.
right. Yeah, but they need to see the blaster in effect. That thing works great for that. If it's the first one and you have enough air compressor to run it, that's really your first entry point. Second would probably be this guy. And third, if you already have some type of style like that, I would go straight into this.
Sure.
Just for the sake of how much product you'll save, how easy it is to dress things, how less mess, how awesome it is. This is great. And then for those of you that already are running 20 gallons of air and can handle it, go for the blaster. Get the engine blaster
I
because
love
you
the
can
engine
really
blaster.
do some damage with that. Like we said, Dane's already running it at home.
If
He's
I had to
enjoying
pick
it.
one, I would pick that. I
You
just
blow
don't
off
have an air supply that
you've
can
been
handle
washing
it.
your deck with it. It's a little hard out of that little one gallon tank.
The
but
deck has a lot of nooks and crannies up underneath. You gotta
wait for it to fill up again.
Yeah,
I'm just walking there. My little Ryobi's like,
It's like you're choking it out.
oh,
Dane.
poor thing.
All right, Franco says Dane's been using it off-label, the bidet blaster.
Oh no,
Ooh,
we don't need that.
I like that.
Nope.
Harry Housewife Dino, great question. I want to know when they hit the UK. Like I
They
said,
have your
Darren,
answer.
they are on their way, but you can pre-order today at cleanandshiny.co. And then Dan Pfeiffer, that spray applicator looks right up my alley for tire dressing.
No, it should do the
And
trick.
then Dan, the spray applicator, right up my alley. Sorry. Kirby was saying I missed that
yeah.
one. Online, looking forward to Q&A after doing 2 cars this morning. Welcome,
Yeah.
Kirby. Heard you got
Hey.
done with he's been working on a secret project.
Oh.
And then Mario, need more info on the air compressor requirements to have them work best. So 20 gallons is your minimum, Mario. That's what
No,
we've said.
10. No,
At least 10.
Literally.
Yeah, but
Literally, you just ruined that already.
Sorry.
It's been
10.
it's been 7 minutes since I mentioned that.
we did. I'm
7
sorry.
minutes.
To be
You
fair,
would
he
want,
wrote this
you would
comment before he
ideally
said
you're
that.
at 20.
You're going to want
Ideally,
20 to run all 4 of them.
you want 20 to run pretty much everything, but you can make
Yeah.
do with 10.
You could totally make do with 10 gallons.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I can make do with 4.5, but that's with me taking consistent breaks
Right.
to letting my compressor catch up. Super Auto says any way to make one gun that would work with multiple attachments to cover each of the new units.
So we did look into that.
Yeah.
I get the appeal.
The hard part is just
It's well, okay. Biggest part is that the orifice size is the orifice within inside here, the mechanism in which sucks
Yeah.
the air and mixes
These are
the
different.
air and chemical. Everything is different, and that certain ones require more air and different size fittings internally. And I don't know how to make that. I mean, there's a way to make it work. We could all figure out a way to make it work. It's would people pay how much it would cost for the R&D, the design, and everything that would come with that to be able to make
it would bring
that.
the price of the tools up even
Well,
more.
it would go from maybe being a $40 tool to now it's a $140 tool, $150
To
tool.
be fair, I already made kind of an extensive reply. I've been replying to comments all morning on that video.
Yeah.
But in answering this one, because someone else, maybe it was you, Super Auto, although it could have been someone else asking a similar question, why not have one tool that can do all these things? As these guys mentioned, price is a factor. It's basically anytime you're trying to do multiple things with one dedicated product, the fact is dedicated keeps it simple. But if you introduce variables, it becomes more complicated. You add weight, you add price, you take away some of the functionality. It's inherently compromised once you start trying to introduce all those
Well, and here's
other
just one
things.
of the things that is different. So this guy has a completely different spray system than this guy. This one is a very simple, easy hose that is attached in here, where this is a totally different unit compared to that one's not just a little hose. That's a completely different unit as well.
I think people are
And
just seeing
so-
this handle and assuming it's the
Right,
same
yeah.
on all of them when it's not. It's genuinely different on all of them.
And they all have metal internals inside, which is a really nice feature.
Has a metal whip on the inside.
Yeah.
Or most don't. If you're wondering how to clean these when you're using them, just a bucket of water works great because you can literally just stick them in a bucket of water, pull the trigger, and it'll clean out the head unit really well. And everything's powder coated inside too, so it'll prevent rust.
Yeah.
So,
Bam.
newbie detailer blank is not happy about this news, I'm guessing.
Oh.
Who knows?
Well.
Steven, even in Three Musketeers with glasses. I know, weird. We're all wearing glasses today. Who would have thought?
Crazy.
Demo saying, can't wait to try the Blaster Plus. Not sure my compressor's good enough, though. And then Super Auto, Temu, and AliExpress already have blown up the Tornador business. And then Detailing Reviews. Hello,
Different strokes.
everyone. What's going on? Woo J, can't tell you how much this release made my day. I can't wait to get my order. Got all of them except the dressing sprayer. Nice.
Sweet,
Awesome.
man. We're
Woo.
pumped for you.
Dressings, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Franco says, made from upcycled airplane black boxes.
That's how you know it's
Never know.
durable.
Dino, Gabe Garcia, please get my comment up that we don't need to read it later. Haha. ETA on these things coming to the EU.
We've talked about that.
Dino, we just talked about that. You guys should everywhere in the world available by the end of next week.
There we go.
Larry Singleton, sup fellas?
You're
Perfect.
Perfect.
Oh,
detail.
perfect detail.
Yeah, another Grand
Ambassador of the
How
year.
could he's freaking famous.
He's an all-star.
Thoughts
My
on
gosh.
coating wheels with the spray tool?
Get your game.
I'm not sure about the bottle mount or distribution of ceramics into a tool that would be cool. So the biggest thing is you could try it.
You should wear wear a respirator,
You
probably
absolutely,
wear goggles.
Yeah.
So I think that
temptation's obviously
with how
there.
fine the spray pattern is, I think you could absolutely do it. We were going to test out this theory specifically with PNS Soul, as we felt like that's a pretty large bottle and it comes in at a relatively good price. We could put a little bit of Soul in there and we could try that whole theory out. But we did contact PNS just to say, hey, is this something that we would potentially even talk about that I'm doing right now? And they said, hey, just, if you're aerating a ceramic like that or atomizing a ceramic like that, you have to be, all the precautions have to be taken. And, it's more than just gloves, goggles, and a respirator.
It's the atomization of the product.
You should be wearing
gets
long
in
sleeves
everything.
and all of that. And
It'll get into your pores. It'll get into all kinds
get in
of
your
stuff.
skin, get in your hair. And so I'm not saying you can't do that. I think it's completely
But there's a reason some
possible.
coatings are designed to be sprayable, some that aren't.
Yeah.
And those are even little tiny airbrushes.
Yeah, and that's the difference. Those are airbrushes, which are even a lower volume than this
is a
gun
lot
right
more
here.
volume.
So I don't know what kind of health effect that could have. So we're not going to recommend it. But if it's a water-based, something that's water-based, that's not something that could harm you. Yeah.
So
go
the
for it.
roundabout way of saying there is inherently a liability to it, and we obviously cannot recommend anybody to try that for themselves, but we also can't stop people from experimenting, at which point it is purely on you, whatever happens after that fact.
Well, and
it's
I mean,
up to
I
your
could
own
see,
safety.
I could see maybe Anthony putting a quick detailer into this, spraying his car down,
Sure.
and having maybe Jimmy follow behind him, wiping it off.
Yeah.
For fun.
I would for fun.
He
I
would
probably
do it
never-
for
try
fun.
this.
Honestly, bead maker would smell crazy in that. But
Yeah,
I mean, I
aerated
probably
bead
won't be,
maker
I won't be
smells
using
insane.
bead maker in it. But yeah, I mean, you could again. There's people out there that are probably going to do stuff. We're going to tell you that we don't recommend it.
Yeah.
But
we
just
can't
do
stop you if you
just
do
your
it.
own risk.
Water-based
But it's your own
dressings
risk.
and products in there.
Yeah.
Larry Singleton, sup fellas and gals, long time, etc. Glad to hear y'all again. Sam
too.
Taylor, how often would you refill your 5-gallon buckets with O&R? I typically do 4 maintenance clients a day, so the cars are not too dirty.
At that rate,
About that, it depends on.
you say twice a week.
Well, it sounds like
uh,
he's operating a business here. So
We saying how often would you refill your 5-gallon
Yeah,
buckets?
let's just say
with O&R?
he's done 4
so
cars.
I would at my shop we would refill 2 buckets, doing 6 to 8 cars a day. We would refill them at least twice. Sometimes,
Okay.
just depending on how much we had to use it.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard to do. I mean, it's something. I mean, that's way less wasteful than anything else. So,
Yeah.
Steven says, sign and raffle off the test units should become collector's items.
Yeah.
No, if you saw this one, like I said, this one ran over, scuffed. It was crazy to me. Is just it's just got little dings on it, just from all the rocks and
Scrapes.
gravel and everything. But outside of that, like the trigger, look at this.
Trigger works fine.
Trigger's still absolutely perfect, right? This whole unit spins perfectly. Even the bottom fitting here got freaking ran over, and yet it still looks
It's chewed up looking, but it functions.
Still looks awesome. And of course, the Rag Company logos are holding up, right?
That's the important part. That's the most important part.
Those are laser etched, is what those are.
Yeah.
Barry,
with the blaster for spraying, does the product you use have to be water-based? We recommend it.
Yeah.
It's just a safety thing.
And in the video, I say that you could use an APC because you can. You can absolutely use an APC. Wear a respirator. I think what we're doing is we're assuming that most people aren't going to put on a respirator.
But I will tell you, the first time I used one of these, I didn't use a respirator.
Yeah.
And we're talking back in my shop, and I used a Tornador and I didn't use a respirator. And all my guys in the shop could feel it because
Yeah.
it was in the air. It was so fine, and it was in the air, and I was just using an all-purpose cleaner, and I was just working on my car, and I was like, but it's because I'm breathing in this,
Yeah.
and it's this APC that normally wouldn't enter my lungs is now in my lungs, and it was the same with my guys on the other side of the shop.
Yeah.
To where they were feeling it, and they were going outside going, man, this is like burning. So that's why.
Yeah.
The
Wear a
reason we want
respirator.
is just wear a respirator. You can run water in it. It's just going to create some humidity.
Water in it, yeah.
And the water's not going to hurt anything. But we do recommend that. And there are companies that make products that are non-toxic and safe.
Sure.
And can be used in these type of tools without a respirator. Stinger, I think, makes one.
There you go.
Daytona Wallace. I have a car coming in tonight that has blue paint on the back of a cloth seat.
Oh.
Is there anything I can do to get it out or improve it? What type of paint?
Yeah, is it acrylic?
Is it latex? Is it acrylic? Is it a polyurethane? Is it what kind of
Spray paint?
Yeah, what kind of paint is it?
Yeah.
Rick Smith. I would imagine it would pay for itself in time spent dressing grills and cowls. Yeah.
Exactly.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And then we have Aaron from customer service, Ultra Air Tools Gentlemen. Let's go.
Nice.
Yes. Love it, man.
Tony Taylor ordered one today. Very excited to try it out. Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
And Humberto's in the house.
Oh, yeah.
First from Puerto Rico. We just didn't know if he was alive or
Man,
not.
well, now we know.
Says yes to UM Distributors. Yeah, they
Yes.
just placed I think their order just shipped today. Super Auto 2K could use the Ultra Air Blaster Plus with a brush and attachment to baste meat and other various food items.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
So you could put butter in that,
You
right?
could. Liquefied
And
butter.
Liquefy
It probably
some
tastes
butter.
delicious.
And you could start, and honestly, that you could breathe in, right? We know that that's safe.
I'm going to say something to help
don't know how
clarify.
butter in my
Out
lungs
of-
would feel.
Out of
Very
an
good.
abundance of concern, because we know people get excited and then they use these for all kinds of things. Make sure, if you're really
Maybe a
somebody
dust
who's
mask.
going to use this on food, make sure you have not previously used it with chemicals.
No.
Don't tell me how to live my life, Dane.
All I'm saying is we are not liable for any of the
you
crazy stuff you guys come up with to do with these things. We will use them with
Dane,
water.
Thanksgiving
and
is
safe
coming up, and we are
products.
basting turkeys after
just
detailing
thinking about-
interiors.
I'm just saying this
Putting
for
some, making up like a brine,
yeah.
putting that on there, and just dusting
So
the-
that's
for
so
literally
that's that
anybody
turkey
with,
with it.
So
any
my-
authority listening in the future. We
so
are
my
not
rice-
responsible
Butter.
for what someone does.
My
with theirs
rice, I
once
like
they
doing a soy sauce lemon juice mix, right? That's what's going in there, so I can airbrush my rice with a delicious flavor of soy
that.
and lemon.
Yeah. Well, on that, you could probably put what we could do is get a, modify it for like a basketball needle.
Put Kool-Aid in this.
To all the future lawyers watching this, I've stated and I will state again: we are not liable for
I
whatever
was just gonna
somebody
say, you
chooses
could
to
put-
do
you
with
could
their
put
sprayer.
some flavor in there, and then
Oh
put
my
a
God.
basketball needle to fill up with, and then you inject the turkey.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
probably explode.
It's like it's growing. It's like starts like, God, it's really expanding.
And then Humberto saying, hello, TRC team. What's up, Humberto? Everybody's saying hello to
Oh,
Humberto
man.
because everyone's
All the
excited that you
hellos.
made it, buddy.
That's a whole lot.
Franco says, can you run it off a CPAP machine? Maybe. In the video, there was a shot
man.
of Nate's ARB compressor in his Tacoma, in his Tundra. We should have plugged it into that
Oh,
to see if we
man.
could run it.
Let me make sure. I got the
Dino.
right- hold on. I'm checking to make sure it's the right page. 5. Okay.
I think we're on 4.
We're on 4 now. Okay. Wow. We blew through these.
All
Okay.
right. Everybody's saying hello to Humberto. And then Demo, can't believe I made it here before Humberto.
I know.
And then
Right?
He's mortified
The one who
right now.
shall remain nameless says Jamie the Cleaner is going to be blowing Swift on everything. I can't wait for his videos. And then Alexander M. Bachman saying, I bought a 60-gallon for my air gun,
Ooh.
which never runs out of air. When I was a mobile, I used a 20-gallon. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
60-gallon
you're,
tanks.
You're very safe.
That's
You're
what I
good.
had in my shop. 60 gallons, awesome.
That's a good
My dad
way
has
to
like a
go.
200-gallon tank in his shop.
Does he really?
Yeah, it's an old air compressor and it's so
How
quiet. It's
huge.
crazy.
Wow.
It's
And the
old
motor,
and
the
it's
motor
quiet?
is like bigger than one of your motorcycle engines.
yeah,
the pump
I've
engine.
seen
Wow.
it. I've seen those belts you could sharpen a blade with.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We have Pablo saying hi, and then
Hey,
we
Pablo.
also have the hairy horsewife saying, No JTC tonight. Must be getting ready to take on Grandmaster Man.
Must be. And Grandmaster.
Oh my gosh, Grandmaster Man.
Too right.
He is.
It's
What?
like he knew.
Oh my god. Well, they definitely can't be the same person, right?
No.
Because look how quick that comment was.
I know.
Definitely
Crazy.
not the
That's
same
insane.
person.
I
You
know
ever seen him in the
Grandmaster,
same
man.
room? I have.
Yep.
No.
Gary from Long Island Detail Supply saying, can you use the spray applicator for coatings? Obviously using some sort of solvent to clean it once finished. Gary, again,
Going back to what we were saying earlier. Yeah.
we will say we don't recommend it, but we can't stop people from trying it.
Just
Always use safety gear.
Wear a respirator.
And even then, it's not a guarantee.
Yeah, goggles, whatever. Alexander says, how does the cone wear out? Tornador had to buy the metal.
These are well, for one, the Tornadors is a piece of plastic, and so it spins around, so it kind of gouges and tears. So that's why you probably had to switch to a metal one. These are all metal inside, where they're at a way that they are pre-formed set. So it's not just flopping around randomly. This spins at a consistent.
It has
circle.
a pattern.
Yeah.
It has a spin.
And
It follows a pattern. Yeah.
It doesn't contact the actual rim.
Yep.
Correct. Yep.
All right. Now let's see. We were on page
We were on 4.
4. Okay, man, are we already on to... Holy cow. That is just blowing through these comments. Let's
Frank
get here.
L. Hello,
Frank.
microfiber men. Which of your towels do you think resists ceramic sealants the best? Gauntlets are awesome, but they clog quickly. I use R2R, but it only helps so much. Liquidator seems better. Others. You're not going to be able to beat ceramic unless you're soaking your towels in R2R. That's it.
Yeah, man.
And
The
to really
gauntlets
fight
are
it, you
very
need to
susceptible.
keep them wet. So soak them in a bucket of water if you have to before you mix up R2R, or if you wash your car, mix up some R2R in a bucket, and right when you're finished drying and hitting them with the sealant, before they have a chance to fully dry, soak them.
The pre-soak method is the recommended way if you're dealing with a lot of things that could potentially seal it.
Yeah. But the difference is, gauntlets have a little shorter, tighter weave compared to the liquidator, so it's a little longer, so it has less tendency to coat all the fibers of the liquidator compared to the gauntlet.
There we go.
Most Def, great looks and pricing on the new product line. Great job, TRC. Thank you,
Thank you.
Silverado.
Stuff. Thank you.
Hunter saying, hey, Umberto. And then Umberto saying, Grandmaster Man, where's the swamp creature?
Ooh.
Well, tonight I will see you both.
Ooh.
And then Glossy Bear says, I've got the Quincy 60-gallon, 13.1 CFM. Let her rip. That's what I used to have, Glossy Bear.
ready.
That is a beauty.
That sounds
An air
good flow
compressor.
there,
Sounds like
buddy.
something that can rip pretty
Bright
well.
blue,
Yeah.
beautiful machine.
Nice.
Oh, still miss that
What do we got to
machine.
do to get you back into one of those?
Couple grand.
Yeah, okay. All right.
All right.
Can't do that.
Beautiful machine,
Pablo
though.
Salinas says, congratulations on the new products. My detail company is a couple months old. Do you have any words of knowledge and encouragement for us new guys? Thanks so much. Levi.
Pablo, congrats. You're doing it. That's the biggest thing.
You're here.
You're here, you're listening, you're using products, and you're watching our show.
These are the right steps.
Keep on it, man. Any questions you have, feel free to reach out to us or anybody in the chat. A lot of the folks here in the chat are doing the exact same thing you are. So we built a great community. If you're not on the Rag Company Facebook group,
recommend joining.
We call it the podcast discussion group.
There's about
Join
3,000
it.
people there.
Yeah.
They can help you out.
And they're all of our people, and they're great friends.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. David Cervantes says, what's up, guys?
What's
not
up,
much.
baby?
Just the air.
Yeah. Just a little something.
Okay, bad joke.
Wow.
Darren says, okay, so obviously Darren is not Grandmaster Man, obviously. Darren says, the final bees are being milked tomorrow. I love bee milking, dude.
That sounds so
So
not
if I can
okay.
find some shipping that will allow me to, I'll swing. So this would be
love
fresh.
that.
This would be like
fresh honey.
No, fresh milked honey, or fresh milked bees, right?
Literally
Fresh bee
flown
milk,
over.
I'm I got this much bee milk left.
You can
this much. I actually bought store brand honey because I want to preserve that last little bit.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies, right? I mean, the parents, right? You can milk just about anything with
Yep, Greg.
stingers,
And
right?
poor Pablo here thinking it's a detailing podcast.
Oh, Dane, it's anything but that. And then next up here we
sorry,
have
man.
Brandon Garber.
David
Actually, David
Saran.
says, can you use PSS in the applicator? I would not.
I wouldn't because
recommend
it's
PSS.
because it's a solvent-ish.
It has a solvent. It's
not
silicone.
a water base.
It's silicone
free,
free,
which is good.
but I do
It does
think
have a bit of a solvent because it has to dry very quickly.
know what that's gonna feel like.
Yeah, I would
We
stick
can't
with just
stop
a
you from doing
water
it,
base.
but we're not going to recommend it either.
Honestly,
You could-
dude, buy a bottle of OptiBond. Buy this, and you'll be so happy.
Yeah,
So happy.
You could reach out to Koch and you could see if Germany, has ever done that before, and if there's any issues with it, and you could see what they say. Yeah, that's what I would do. Brandon Garber says, "What's up, guys? Hopefully, I'll see you guys at SEMA next year. Also, just order the applicator, sprayer, and blaster plus this morning. Nice.
You're going to enjoy it.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Very nice.
All right.
We should just be clapping every time somebody
should-
says
yeah.
they bought one.
Everybody
of them.
order one.
I will clap for you.
We should do that. And on that note, before we jump to any more questions here, we are going to be going to a brief break where you're going to see some messages from ourselves as well as some of our brand partners. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back here in just a few minutes, and check out the website of all the new Ultra Air tools. Maybe now's a good time to order before the second half.
Snack break and air tools.
See you then.
Go ahead, get dirty. P&S Off-Road.
and welcome back to the second half of your very own Q&A Thursday at the Rag Company here on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. And, of course, I'm your host, Dane. And to my right, host Levi Gates.
What's up, guys?
And host Anthony Fisher to my left.
Thanks for having me, Dane. Glad to be
Yeah,
here.
absolutely. And there have been a few new additions to the table. I was going to point out just a little something in case people were wondering. There is a lid that's actually going to be available.
Yeah.
So we know everybody's always like, containers, I wish they came with a lid. You know what? Got a lid here for you.
If you saw,
it's going
this
to go
has
on
a
top of
lid.
those bottles. You're good.
Everything, every vessel comes with a lid.
Yeah. So this lid's going to be included in both, obviously, the engine blaster and the air blaster plus here. This is so you can just store your chemical after you're done, and that way you're not exposing your actual hose, your pickup tube, to that chemical for long periods of time.
Yeah, you can just
you can literally just pull the whole thing, the whole top off, and then seal everything up with a lid here.
and then you can hang this or do whatever you want with
Hang
it.
it, do whatever you want with it, and that way your chemical is actually going to be still sealed completely, and it's going to keep until the next time you use it. But yeah, basically you're just not going to have any wear and tear on your pickup hose, which is going to be ideal. So
A couple of pegboard hooks that handle this just fine.
this lid's going to be included in both of these here. And then the other thing, the brush attachment. So we didn't pull out the brush attachment that we had for the air blaster, the standard one, but we wanted to pull it out for the plus here just so you can see what it looks like. So these are going to be longer nylon bristles here that are going to be able
They're not
to...
super stiff, but
they're more gentle.
They're soft. And like I would feel, I am 100% confident in the safety on harder plastic panels on the interiors or
I like
leather
those for
seats or things like that.
Sometimes you get a car and you get some really dirty vents.
Very good, yeah.
And you're cleaning, and even then you can't get it out. But having this with even just water in it, with that on the tip,
It's enough to break it
it's
loose.
enough to clean and scrub and
And
blast
you
that
have
out.
length on these bristles, right? And that's a big thing.
It's the same length on the
There's
blaster too.
enough rigidity to where they're not going to just flop around, but it's enough. It's definitely they're not going to hurt anything. That's
Cup
what I'm trying to
holders, you
say.
can get into the
cup
get into
holders
cup
and all
holders
of
with
that.
them.
And so, and that's going to just basically be swapped out just like this. So I'll show you guys how to pull this off. So this is going to just twist off right here.
Twist.
And once this twists with a couple little squeaks here. This is the one that I threw 20 feet in the air.
Remember, this is the one
by
we
the way.
beat up in testing.
So you have a lot of threads on this. I mean, look
He's
at
like,
the-
there's so many. All right.
there's
Trade
so
joke.
many threads. So I'm going to swap that out for that. Here we go. Take a look here at the inside. All metal threads. That's going to slide in right there. And then that's going to twist back on. And so you do not need to Loctite that. You do not need to put any type of Teflon tape on this. There's
It's
so
secure.
many damn threads that if that comes unthreaded, it's a miracle. So anyways, this is what it looks like now. So this is really, really cool.
Pretty sweet.
Again, you can get in, you can do some scrubbing as you need to, and just spray away all of your problems.
Yeah. So you guys can pick those up. And then also, I know it felt like it was kind of a joke, but it's not a joke. The Ghost Max literally dropped today on their website, Brooks' website, and they were we were fortunate enough, they sent us a pair.
Sent you. They
Two-
sent,
Yeah, it's your
they
size. It's
sent
not our
you a
size.
pair.
Well, they sent us a pair to talk about on the podcast on the Q&A.
I know,
today.
but I want to try what it
But
feels
the problem
like.
is that these are only in my size, which is a size 11.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
so
us 12s just get left
very
out.
convenient.
cold.
But
I would
thank
like
you to our friends at Brooks for sending the new Ghost
Oh no,
Max.
we are very thankful. But
Yeah.
I
I
would
can't
like.
believe they thought of us like that, except
like-
for not sending you guys each a pair.
Well, no, I would just like to see what it feels like. That's all. I wish you had bigger
I've been,
feet.
I've been feeling it.
Why don't you have
the last
bigger
couple
feet?
days? It's been great. They're very nice. So anyway, if you guys are looking
man.
for a
New pair of
Ghost Max,
shoes. Yeah.
they just hit the website. Check it out at Brooks.
And it's a
Brand
trick of the light. They're not actually like a minty green like you saw there. These ones are like a gray, a very fine gray.
yeah, they're on the website.
Yeah.
The shoot's running. So
So Super Auto 2K says, which blaster would be the best for Mazel the Gazelle to use for mixing his mini margs?
probably
Ooh.
this one. Probably the applicator one.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking that's...
It's not splashing.
Yeah.
It's not blasting too
It's
much.
fine.
out.
Yeah.
It's focused. It's precise.
I feel like it's something where you can also mix a little bit of like a tahini and a little bit of water in there so he could spray his rims. He can do some like
Actually, that's
rimming.
why this
the
brush
rim,
is
right?
here. It's going to handle just right around the rim there. It's just going to put a little fine
Nice
dusting of
little coat.
tahini.
Yeah.
Darren says, so my wife chucked in a couple of my towels in the wash with my son's coat and now got some leaves, little twiggy bits in them. Are they cooked or is there anything I can do? Darren, if it's leaves and twigs and things like that, you could wash them on their own. You could soak them rags to riches.
Dirty
but
job
at a certain
towel.
point, you may need to
I've heard
them.
stories of people sitting down with some of the
Tweezers.
magnifying glass lenses,
Yeah.
like glasses that like you wear in like a museum, and
Or like
tweezers.
you're painting minifigs.
right,
Yeah.
and tweezers, and really just spending the evening enjoying themselves. It's not a way I'd like to spend.
No, you have
I'd
to
probably
be
just
wired
use
a
that to
very
clean my
particular way.
floors.
I'd rather
To
enjoy
handle that
myself,
heat.
Yeah,
actually.
I'd probably just use those towels to clean my floors after I've washed them a couple times.
David
Yeah.
Cervantes
Oh,
says,
David.
is about...
No.
Oh,
Okay.
This is the second half.
yeah, it is.
We're in the second
Tyler
half.
Graff, happy Friday Eve TRC crew. I was asked to decon my sister-in-law's white car.
Oh.
I don't
glad
plan
I
to
read the second half.
decon my sister-in-law's white car. I don't plan to polish after, and it's never been clayed before. What clay media would give me the best chance of success? Well, Tyler, here's the thing.
Wow.
Depends on how bad it is. So first, I would probably do a chemical decon. That's going to probably be your best bet to do as little to no damage. Just wash it. So wash the car, spray an iron remover on the paint, and then let it sit. See if it removes anything. If it doesn't, then you are going to have to go with the clay. Go with any of the clay, ultra clay scrubbers or mitts or towels or heck, even the clay bar. But there is a tendency, and this happened on my car. So when I bought the Fusion, it was very contaminated.
Okay.
And I sprayed it with a fallout remover, and it didn't remove it because it was basically covered in what felt like overspray on the whole car. So, and that could happen being on a dealership lot where they're maybe painting a front bumper or something nearby, because they do those kind of repairs on the lot. And so I had to use clay. I had to use our clay towel, and I had to rub pretty hard, even with a good clay lube, just to get it to break, because it had been on there for a while. So that's the only worry I'd have. I did plan on polishing the car afterwards, but I did cause some light marring in it just because of the pressure I had to put to remove that contamination. So hopefully it's just a lot of iron, and it just melts right off, and you're good to go. So
That would be preferable.
Super Auto says Ultra Blaster for your undercarriage has a whole nother
you
meaning for
moved right
Anthony.
past Demo.
Oh, Demo. Don't encourage Anthony to play with a shaft.
There we are. Okay.
And then Daytona Wallace, I hope someone got a still shot of Anthony putting that in Levi's mouth.
Oh, no.
And then Steven,
It is the second half.
will it blow well with solution finish? The founder's website says silicone-free solution that uses natural oils.
That would be messy,
I don't
man.
want to do that with solution finish.
Oh, that would not
Steven,
be good.
I wouldn't do that. It's no.
Yeah.
It works so well on just an applicator pad. There's no need to do that. Maybe if you have some panels that you can take off the vehicle and you can set them on a cardboard box or something and spray them that way, maybe. But I just still wouldn't do it. Harry Housewife, rubber tip, flexible shaft, spraying Levi in the mouth.
no.
The Rag Company After Dark.
Oh, no.
And then he who shall remain nameless. How about blasting Mudbuster out of that flexible shaft for the undercarriage and suspension clean with some light rust protection? Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no.
exactly what you
Go
can use
for
it
it.
for.
Do it outdoors and do it with a respirator, and you can have at it.
Yep.
Super Auto 2K says the Harry Horse 5 TRC Red Brooks
Diaries.
Diaries.
Instead of the red shoe diaries.
And then Carly Gates, Levi's
My wife.
says,
Hey.
all this talk about tips and shafts and blasting is
Oh,
making
no.
me feel like I wandered into the wrong live.
Sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, the second half it gets a little
This is,
wild,
in fact, the right live.
followed by Harry Housewife simply saying 50 Shades of Levi Gray. Okay.
Fun fact, didn't you know somebody that had some plates that were like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody back in the day. Super Auto says TRC, another giveaway of a set of Koenig wheels would be awesome. I agree.
That's a good
That
idea.
would
We
be
might
pretty
see what
cool.
we
Love
can do.
that.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got Vermeer.
Yes. All right.
Another Grand Ambassador here in the showdown says, amazing job on the new Ultra Air tools, guys. I'm blown away. I love that,
Yes.
Vermeil. You're
Thanks,
awesome.
ahoy.
Welcome. And the Spice Boys.
Spice.
Nice.
And then Alexander, is it better to comment on the IG feed? Because he's on Facebook. No, we're on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, it
YouTube
doesn't
is the
matter,
best
Xander,
place,
yeah.
but it's up to you. Whatever you want.
Miller
YouTube, you
Detailing.
get to see the action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just when I thought I didn't need anything else this year, thanks TRC team, just made a purchase for each one of them. Christmas came early. And then Vermeil giving us a little wave. And then Super Auto placed a gift in the mail today for my new Gates Getaway Glamper.
Ooh.
Nice.
Sweet.
Placed a gift in the mail today for the new. You didn't have to do that.
That's so nice of you.
Super Auto, thank you, man.
That's
Appreciate
awesome,
it.
man.
And the Masters of the Shine, does the engine blaster have a vortex action as well?
So the engine blaster, I don't believe it does. No. I believe it uses some type of like multi-orifice system in here that forces the chemical.
I'm sure it spins.
There's something internally, and I want to say it's part of this mechanism right here.
Yeah.
But it's basically just forcing it all the way through this tubular design, and
it feels like it's pressurized when it comes out.
But it does create a small. It's not the level of this stuff. It just cleans.
No,
these have a very
it's
obvious
like a true.
Actual
it sprays.
Though.
It's like pressurized.
It's like when you have a lot of pressure at the tip for a long period of time, right? And it finally explodes, right?
Yeah. It's just like that.
No, seriously.
No good way for this.
Seriously. I don't know how else to freaking describe this,
but it's
right?
just like that.
You're building up all this pressure here, and it's going through such a small orifice there that it's got power. Like, it's going to blow people away. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say.
So the places
Why don't we talk about that flexible shaft?
I'm pointing it downward,
The places I found I liked it best were for, like, door jams or, like, tiny pinch points in, like, areas next to welds and stuff. Like,
Dane,
the narrow spaces in the car.
Like everything. Yeah. This is like my ideal. This is like my dream. Yeah. Like, I just needed a larger compressor because for engine bay detailing, this is my jam.
Well,
right?
okay, for that 1992,
I'm not introducing a ton of water or anything like that.
Right, for that 92 Supra we had, this was excellent at getting into all the nooks and crannies. There's a lot of like 80s style hatchback, lots of like shut lines and things, and there's all these areas where it's still a big enough panel gap that stuff gets in there, whether it was parked under a tree, some different schmutz, and it winds up in there. But this got it all out.
We were so worried about the electrical gremlins on that car.
Well,
right?
yeah, this was a better way to be careful when operating around 80s electronics.
Well, and especially for folks that are running vehicles that you don't want to get the engine wet, but you still want to clean them up. This is a great option.
I felt way more comfortable using
Ulysses, so hopefully that answered your question. Yeah. And then Umberto, I was at several conference calls during the day working on several projects at the same time, friend of yours. Not a problem,
Not a problem, Umberto.
We're just happy you're here, buddy.
Wait a second, I'm on the wrong page.
And then,
hold on.
Scroll up.
Whoop. There we are. Okay.
And then Umberto was our last one. All right.
We go on to page 2, I guess. Okay.
All right. Alexander and Bachman saying Volkswagen carpets still suck for pet hair. Yeah, they do.
Whoa. And then it jumped the page. Hold on. It pushed everything down. This is why it's always a backward system. It does everything in reverse. Okay, come on. Oh, nope. It's delayed. Sorry, guys. I'm fighting it here.
Okay, go back to 2.
So every time somebody adds a comment, so if I miss you, I'm sorry. If you're like, hey, you skipped mine, it's because I'm trying to move page to page here.
Scott saying, good afternoon, everyone. I was cleaning my Lake Country Pad Washer 4000 and lost the rubber grommet seal for the collection tank. Does anyone know where I can get a replacement? Do you have an Ace Hardware nearby? You can go look at O-rings or all it is a small piece of rubber. It's very thin.
Literally like the thinnest. I lost mine. It still works.
Yeah, but I think you could go to Ace Hardware and find one.
It leaks. Mine doesn't leak, and I lost mine.
Yeah, but Ace Hardware has a nice little. They've got an aisle of just miscellaneous things with little drawers where you can get nuts and bolts and
O-rings and grommets.
O-rings and grommets and things, and you could probably find something very similar. And then he who shall remain nameless, will extra bottles be available for the spray applicator to quickly switch between products? Not at this time.
But you do have a lid, and that is a huge victory, I must say, because it's hard to get lids for
And honestly, I would recommend not switching between products. I would just buy 2 guns. If you're going to do that.
If you're switching products, you want to make sure you clean them out.
Yeah, you got to clean them all out, and you got to make sure they're right.
I'd like a change of scenery. Can we swap? This thing's been staring me in the face the entire time, right?
That close to you?
It's starting to make me feel insecure. I'm going to grab this over
Set
here.
this, and I'll make sure this is pointed at
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I just wanted to change it. Just, feel something different over here.
Okay.
CJ Burns says... a tool for every job and a job for every tool. I love being able to buy new tools, and I like being able to support businesses like TRZ. Thank you very much.
Thanks, CJ.
Which
And
implies
then,
that he bought some, so I want to give him a clap here anyway, because we said we clap for anybody who bought one.
Yeah, and Dino saying replacement parts already in house or not at this time.
Not
we
at
just
this
launched
time.
the tools.
Yeah, we just launched
just
the
came
tools.
out.
We don't. How do I say this? We have a plan in mind as far as like if there's replacement issues, warranty, things like that. But I don't believe that we're going to be restocking every single little bit and bob on here. I don't think that's how it's going to work.
Hardware.
Which is why we are coming in at the price point that we've come in basically. Super Auto 2K says, very happy to see the wide base, wide mouth bottles, and silicone-ish hose with weighted ball end.
Nice.
Very
Thank you,
nice,
man.
yes.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Kirby, with a $5
Hey!
super chat. New tools are a nice addition to the TRC store. Thank
We
you,
agree.
Kirby.
Thank you, Kirby.
Your boy Jake saying, I hopped onto this live hoping to see Dane in an owl costume. I am very disappointed.
I don't know where you got that idea.
Dane, you said you were going to dress up for this.
What? Did I? When?
Last time.
I mean, I put on my Brooks. That's me dressing up.
The
A lot of
one
Dalmatians had to pass for these.
the one who shall remain nameless.
Oh, no.
Kevin
Sure.
Let's call him
says,
Trevor.
Troy, wow, the pricing on the blaster alone is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a Tornado on sale a few months ago, and I still overpaid.
I mean,
well,
man,
again, we tried
live
to
and
come
learn,
in
all
at a
that good
very
stuff.
competitive price point, and I'm glad people are happy.
just try it out and see
Dragon with the Dragon with Alaska says, how do these new tools compare to the Tornador? I literally just bought the Tornador Max. My heart dropped when I saw you guys release these. So again, we kind of covered this earlier in the Q&A. You know, we're probably going to have more of a biased opinion. Hopefully, you know, once somebody can get a couple of these and compare them side by side,
We want you to try them and then
we
share
can
your
get a
feelings.
review and maybe take their.
The
take their
Tornador Max
word
is a
for it.
great tool. It's a very nice tool.
Yeah. Nobody said it
Yeah,
was.
but we're not saying that they're bad tools. So, Jeff C. coming in with Ivan has a good explanation about why you shouldn't spray ceramic coatings. Basically, you need a respirator, gloves, full suit, and a paint with to do it safely.
Correct.
Yes, all of that. That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
You pretty much need to cover every portion of your body for it to be really safe.
And yet it
Daytona
still won't
Wallace
stop people.
with a repaint on seat.
Ah.
So I haven't seen the car yet. It looks like house paint from the pic.
House paint.
Okay, so
Okay.
latex house paint is water-based, usually, unless it's an exterior paint. Some exterior paints are not water-based. They're an oil-based. So hopefully, let's go with the fact that they're latex. Hopefully, they're not an elastomeric latex. An elastomeric has got a little more rubberization into it, so it can stretch a little more. The latex itself, you're going to need heat, and you're going to need a lot of liquid to be able to break it down enough to be able to remove it. Hopefully, you can warm it up enough to peel a lot of it off, and then you're really going to have to wash and scrub, basically, the fabric underneath without damaging the fibers. Does that make sense? Because the more that let's say you take a drill brush to it and you use an APC or a carpet cleaner or something on it, you're going to abrade on those fibers. And so what you don't want to have happen is have you remove it all and then leave their seat looking really rough. So I would try to use as much steam and heat and towels and vacuums to try and suck up as much paint as possible. And I recommend you charge for it, because if you may need to just buy a $60 Husky vac to just have to suck up all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because you might not want to keep it for the rest of that stuff. So
Fair.
You might charge an extra bit just to cover the cost of buying another vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. So he shall that remain nameless. Kevin says, I'm going to be running 2 at a time off my 60 gallon compressor. Nice dual
Awesome.
wielding.
Sure you can.
Dual
Yeah.
wielding. I like that.
Just out there.
Yeah.
Blowing your hair with one, right, and then blowing the other one. Got blowing both.
I
At
got
the
to
same
detail
time.
a car while stepping out of the shower. You're covered.
Yeah. Tyler Graff says, easy way to not cross-contaminate, use butter for your card dressings.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Wow. Okay.
And then Ryan says, my wife has a Thule cargo carrier on top, and I forgot about it and scuffed it up pretty good. It's one of the matte ones. Any tips on a way to fix it or hide it? I was thinking of some tire shine to dull it down, maybe. You could, Ryan, but I mean, it's short of, you could honestly take a Scotch-Brite pad to the whole thing, scuff it up, and then buff it out, or just scuff it up to make it look all normal. But if it's matte,
the main difficulty is that it doesn't look even anymore, and it's hard. As soon as it's not uniform anymore, you can really see on that type of
man.
Yeah.
Rick Smith, Levi without a hat is throwing me off. Apologies. I'll wear a hat next time.
John Hole
Disturbing the
in the
peace.
house says, hey, that one each, always late to the party, but I made it. Great to see you guys.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
guys,
We're just happy you're here,
John
John.
is here, and again, he's taking pre-orders at Clean and Shiny, so you can head to cleanandshiny.co.uk.
If you're in the UK, he's the guy you want to talk to.
We have Fred that says, what do you guys think of
Product reviews.
LOL.
We love product reviews.
Yeah,
Product
we like
reviews
it.
are great. I'm
that
not
it?
sure what...
But
a
it's all
channel, though?
it's capitals, so is it capitals? Is it a channel?
The way he phrases it almost feels like it's referring to something specific. So,
Yeah,
Fred,
not
please clarify, and we'll be happy to answer. Harry Housewife saying, my man John in the house will be coming down soon, buddy, with some fresh honey, cookies, and my pretty little face.
Wish
Oh,
Darren
look
would
at
come
this
down
guy.
with some honey and
Just
some cookies.
schmoozing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
Schmoozing it up.
Jojo,
Hey!
late but made it. What's up, man?
Happy to have you
Welcome.
here.
And then Super Auto, you can milk anything. with
Oh,
nipples.
dear.
Yes, you can.
Steven saying these tools seem to be designed for self-tanning solution application. You could do that as well, I'm
Yep.
sure.
I mean, somebody probably has done it.
And then Fazal saying, great timing on these air tools. I plan on getting a compressor very soon. The prices for Ultra tools are fantastic too.
Thank you for all.
Right,
Yeah.
That's excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Dragon with the AK, will high pH cleaners damage the internals like the Tornado? Yeah, you always want to make sure that all these tools, you want to make sure that they're diluted. You don't need to go full strength on everything because these are atomized tools. Honestly, they work perfect with just water. There's no reason to run a high pH product in them, and even more so to run a low pH. Don't do that either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Alexander in Bachman says, I was a Grand Ambassador and I didn't even know about the FB discussion group joining now.
Get in
Oh
there,
my
man.
gosh.
It's a great
get in there,
place.
dude. Yeah.
Join the discussion. Make posts. Keep it active. That's all the fun of it. But yeah, no, everybody helps everybody out there, so it's great.
Tim Shaw says, hello from Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
What's up, man?
Then,
Hey.
And then Antoine Armstrong says, I made it. Dad is with his imaginary internet friends in the garage, as the kids say. Nice.
Antoine, that's great.
Hey, we're very much real people, so it's okay.
internet friends.
You don't have to call them imaginary anymore. Or
Perfect
if your
detail
kids do.
saying, ooh, those minty brooks go hard.
And that's why I told him they're not actually minty, just
They're
to
very
save him.
squishy.
But they are mint.
Yeah. And then Super Auto, the green bottle with the lid looks like the perfect container for your favorite aftershave. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Yep.
We almost did a blue, but we really like the color of that green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta just look.
honestly, we literally actually did. That's a true story. We
It's a
almost
really
went
nice
blue.
olive green. Actually, it looks like the kind of green that you'd see in like an olive oil bottle. Mm-hmm. It's really a very
Yeah, the
pleasant
blue
green,
also would have been
yeah.
a different shape. And
Yeah.
so that's
Well,
why we picked the green.
blue plastics in general can look. I don't want to say they can look cheap.
They
but
kinda
they
age fast.
They can look cheap. They can, and we wanted something that wasn't going to necessarily look cheap, and so we wanted something that was also going to be kind of more discreet, right?
Yeah.
Right. Whether you're putting your butter in here, you're basting your brine, or a
pesto.
water-based dressing, we wanted to keep it discreet, low profile.
Yeah.
Alexander, before storing it, run the blaster with water through it so the chem doesn't dry on the hoser mechanism. Correct.
Yes, make sure you do that. You'll be very happy you did.
And then Super Auto saying, do Brooks offer wide widths?
Yes, they do, because I'm wearing some that actually are the wide width. I have very wide feet, but these fit very comfortably, and I got to shout them out.
You got the Adrenaline GTSs.
Yeah, the Adrenaline GTS, the one I call it the Dalmatian. It's a little interesting.
black and
looking.
white
It's cookies
camo.
and cream if
Man,
you
were
want
you
to.
peeking your shoes there at the
I'm
bottom?
Peeking
peeping
them.
them there. Yeah.
The peak hole, is that what that
Yeah.
is?
Yeah, well, it is now. Feel free to share your own auroras there, but I figured I'd do Super Auto solid and just show 'em.
Then Timothy, try using the new air blaster to get the leaves and twigs out of those towels.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you could try. It's not really
Might
what they
work.
were designed for.
Might work.
But you can't say never say never.
Super Auto says, I think Anthony's Kool-Aid idea may be better for the Mazel the Gazelle.
Yep.
He could just mix up those margs in the engine blaster bottle and spray directly in his mouth using that flexible shaft. That's
It's
true.
all about the convenience.
Yeah. And then Ulysses, our replacement container is going to be available for purchase. Not at this moment, but it's always something we could do.
Also, never say never.
Yeah. Then Super Auto Ultra Air Engine Blaster Edging. Yep. And then Antoine, I'm using Koch Chemi's Gentle Snow Foam and Super Foam. They both leave streaks on the paint. I'm washing in a garage. Do you think it's a hard water issue? No, I think it's, what's your dilution?
That's a good question.
How much soap are you using? Are you mixing it properly?
Sounds like way too much soap.
Sounds like,
Possibly.
way too much soap.
Yeah.
Streaking issues are almost always just heavy on
You
the product.
really only need
It's either too much soap or it's drying too fast. So
Yeah, it sounds to me. It sounds like it might be a little too much, but we'll see. Let's see.
Anthony is done looking at that flexible shaft.
Yeah, I just gotta get it out of my face, man.
Hold on. Are we at page 1
We
now?
are. Congratulations.
Are. Okay, hold on. Guys, bring these comments, bring these questions, because we're on the front page, and you know what that
Super Auto
means.
says-
It's time to bring more in.
Super Auto says, I believe he who shall remain nameless, his name is McLovin.
Oh.
And then Umberto, crazy. Tornador changed that plastic twirling piece when originally it was metal. My Tornador Z240 is metal. Oh,
Okay.
makes sense. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well,
And then Joey Belinsky. Holy smokes, I'm late. What's up, fellas? Congrats on the launch. Thanks, Joey. We
welcome
appreciate it.
here. Better late than never.
And then Ulysses says, so I just checked my Tornador and it's about to wear through the trumpet. Can I get an Ultra Blaster added to the order I already placed? Reach out to Aaron.
Yeah.
reach out to Aaron,
at customer service.
No guarantees,
Give him
but
a call.
if it was soon, then
Yeah,
maybe.
you got about 30 minutes.
Yeah,
You'll
not
see.
too long,
Yeah.
so get on it.
And then Super Auto 2F goof on the cargo container, maybe. Yeah,
I mean,
and
That's an
then
idea.
Too Fresh saying, hey
everyone.
everyone, just finished a job and joined in. What's up, man?
I'm happy
going
to have
on?
you here.
And then John says, can't wait to see you, Darren. You're more than welcome anytime to drop off that
Nice.
delicious honey. Speaking of honey, where's Jamie the Cleaner been?
Yeah,
I know.
he's been a
He's been
little
really
bit
slacking.
MIA
Yeah.
here.
For someone who talks a big talk,
Well,
Yeah.
he's been absent a lot.
The swamp monster is what they're calling him nowadays,
Yeah.
right? I was hoping for a little bit more interaction between the swamp creature
and Grand Ambassador, man.
and Grandmaster Man, right? Have you ever seen Turbo Man? Mm-hmm. It's not Turbo Man, it's called Jingle All the Way.
yeah, I was gonna say Turbo Man is in Jingle All the Way.
Turbo Man is
it was
in
a
Jingle All the
creation
Way.
for that movie, but oh
But
my
Jingle
god,
All the Way, great movie, right?
Sinbad versus
That's
Schwarzenegger.
kind of how I feel this battle is Grandmaster Man versus the swamp creature.
Yeah.
which I think they're going head to head on Friday, so there is that. A little shout out to that.
So is it like, do we know it's a Rage in the Cage, right?
I'm actually not sure how that's going to work. I really hope Jamie shows up and explains it to everybody. So and give him a chance and find.
Well, we all know that Jamie was a big fan of The Big Show back in the
He
day,
was a
right?
Big
In
Show
the
fan.
late 90s, early 2000s.
Definitely was.
I don't know what happened to that guy.
Dave saying, can the Air Blaster Plus be used without the canister just for blowing out? So, Dave, you have the capacity to literally turn it on and off by this little dial right
The
here on the
valve,
side.
yeah.
It can run just air or it can run liquid and air mixed.
So with that said, though,
technically, yes, but
With
I
that
wouldn't
said,
run it without it.
well, so you can. I think you can 100%.
No, you can,
We've done it multiple times with no issues. It's this gun right here. Basically, what you're going to have is the design of this, right? You're going to have this tube going downward, right? Because it's going to attempt to suck something off, right?
Continue.
Suck something
Continue.
up, right? And what's happening is your airflow is going to be relatively consistent through that, right? Through that top portion of the tube. You're going to have more consistency and more power with just the Ultra Air Blaster.
Right.
Yes.
This is going to have significantly more power than this, which is still going to be pretty dang decent.
Right.
But the cleaning power from this is really going to come from the use of a
The
liquid.
addition of the liquid.
The addition of a liquid. So it's like you can, but this is still going to be the better option for blasting things away.
As I mentioned earlier, when you start introducing new tasks, it becomes compromised, so you have to find a way to work around that. My God. Okay. And, well, you know what, Dave, since
Go
you're ready to
pick 'em
buy
up.
some, let's go. I'm going to clap for you because
Yeah,
you're
get
on your
some.
way to go buy some. Anybody else wants to go buy them, we will clap for you. You just have to tell us that you actually went ahead and got one. And tell us what you got if you did.
We will double check if
We
you lied
will.
to us. We will find you.
We will verify. Trust, but
And Ulysses
verify.
saying we got 66 people in here and only 18 likes. Let's smash that like button.
Like
Please
I said earlier,
go hit
everybody
it up.
on the like button. Chop chop.
And then Super Auto saying, I wonder if you could water down the UK honey enough to use in the engine blaster for sharing. Hashtag the fix is in. Hashtag don't do that, but give me a hint. Give me a hint.
Don't do that. But give me I'm saying don't do that, but I'm also not going to say no.
Yeah. And then Too
man.
Fresh. I'm ordering the spray applicator as we speak. There you go. Nice.
Yes.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
we're clapping for that.
Another
Once
order.
again, we are
in.
clapping anytime somebody buys it.
Too
Says
bad
they
we don't have
bought
a
it.
smoke machine.
Yeah.
We could have smoked this place out with the
Heck
smoke
yeah.
machine for every order.
Then we could use the Ultra Blaster to blast
Blow
away
it
the
away,
smoke.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's Jamie the Cleaner.
Jamie the
Oh
Cleaner has
my
entered the
God.
And you know
chat.
what? Because Jamie showed up, I'm clapping for him. Blown away by the product drop today, boys. Tomorrow, the Honey Horse is taking a trip to Swamp Town, and Grand Ambassador Man is getting an old-fashioned slam down.
Ooh, I
I'm
like
excited
what I'm
for this.
seeing here.
Got
Dean, are
some
you
can't
real
wait.
showing up?
flow there.
Are you showing
That's
up to
good.
that event?
I mean, I'll be watching it online.
Online?
That's
I will be
the
too.
best
Are
way
you
I
going to be
can
making
manage.
any type of like,
Hope so. What time is this? What time is this supposed to happen?
Like what's a
Jamie,
normal,
give us the
down.
deets.
what's a normal slam down food that people consume? Hot dogs, popcorn, glizzies.
I'm
feel like
going.
some kind of
Well,
like-
so I'm going camping tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
So how are you going to keep up on the slam down?
Yeah.
I won't because
Rage in the
that's why I'm
cage.
wondering what time it is.
Okay. I think it's going to be
I don't think I'm going to be
like,
able to. I'll have service.
in the evening. Probably
Yeah, I
around the
probably
time
won't
we're
be
getting
able to
ready
do
to
that.
go.
yeah,
at the
I
end of
won't
the
have
day.
that kind of service.
Yeah.
by
But
then.
I feel like it's just going to be something heavy, hearty, some kind of like Midwestern thing, something like Frito's chili dip or something, like just something really chunky and
We
heavy.
also don't want it to be too fancy, right? It needs to be.
No, it needs to be a little not
like
classy.
I
is
like
what
the
it needs
Frito
to
chili
be.
dip. I like that
Or
idea.
take a nacho cheese.
Or take a nacho cheese.
More
you know,
like
something
nacho
like that.
sleeves.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be. Yeah, that's what you call it. Okay, moving along, we've got the one who shall remain nameless. Joey, you missed so much hot blowing talk today. I mean, you know, what are you going to do? Grand Ambassador Man says, Jamie the Cleaner, I have a few curveballs up my sleeve ready for tomorrow night. These guys,
Very
they're
nice.
throwing out all the references.
Ready to
The
see-
references are out of control,
Ready to see what's
man.
going to happen. It's exciting.
All right, we got Hans. What's he saying, Anthony?
Will Dave from PNS come on again to talk about chemicals? Hopefully soon. Yes.
That would be
Yeah.
ideal. We love it when he shows up.
Yeah.
Antoine says, I'm using 3 ounces or so in a 5-gallon bucket. I'll dial it back and try that. Thanks, guys. Yeah, you could probably go a little less than that and see if that helps at all. Or just try to work a little bit quicker, try to avoid direct sunlight. Yeah. Just mix up what you're doing. You'll get somewhere. Super Auto 2K says, Jamie the Cleaner. Hashtag swamp creature. Wow, so we have people choosing sides here. I don't know.
Yeah. Ooh,
I don't know
here's
what's
one for
gonna
you,
happen.
Anthony.
Anthony, do you get fresh linguiça out there? No, I don't. I
a-
don't get fresh
bit of a
linguiça
sore
out here.
spot.
So I know my cousin who actually used to work here. So she's Portuguese, obviously, but my aunt and my uncle very 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 Portuguese. Her parents are like super Portuguese, and so when they were up here just a couple months ago, helping her move back down to California, they literally made a special delivery for me to where they visited my. In Turlock, California, my uncle has a bakery, right?
Okay.
It's a Portuguese bakery.
Yeah.
It's actually probably one of the better Portuguese bakeries in all of the valley down there.
Okay.
So he has this Portuguese bakery where he makes his own sweetbread, right? In the traditional style too, where there's an egg in the sweetbread. Have you ever seen anything like that, Levi?
Yes, I have.
You have? Okay. Portuguese sweetbread's the best thing ever, and Portuguese donuts are the best thing ever. Everything Portuguese is the best thing ever. But
He would
the
say that,
linguiça,
being
they actually
Portuguese at all.
stopped and got me some Portuguese linguiça from I think one of the local like Portuguese clubs / market. It's like a weird combination.
Yeah. Well,
of
they like to party.
Well, no,
And eat.
no. I mean, like
Have a
no.
dance.
It's like a
Pretty
weird.
well
It's a
covered.
weird combination of like a trinket store, and they also sell Portuguese food. Right.
Right.
You go, what is this?
And then they
place,
have a
right?
nightclub too.
Yes, and they have
All in one.
lights.
No, it's not a nightclub. It's a bunch of old men smoking cigarettes and watching football.
The more
social
like
club.
half the
Yeah, it's
Portuguese
a-
people I
yeah.
know DJs.
Yeah, it's like a social club, and then they also, it's a bunch of old men, and they just basically all talk about how great Cristiano Ronaldo is, right? Like they just don't let it go, right? Like he's literally their god. And she brought me a bunch of linguiça, Portuguese linguiça, and I made a couple different recipes with it, but my favorite, though, just as like a staple, Portuguese linguiça and eggs in the morning, right? Cook up the linguiça, right? Fry it both sides, get it all done up, right? Set it off to the side.
Have you been making this for Lucy yet?
Yes, she loves it.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter loves it. And then I cooked scrambled eggs in the linguiça.
So like the Mexican version of chorizo and eggs.
Yeah, but it's just
like a variant,
it's significantly better than chorizo. Like it's no Dane. It is.
I mean, I like linguiça as much.
I'd like you.
Dane,
what if we do this?
You should take a bite of my
chorizo.
Take a bite of my
Dane
Portuguese
eats?
linguiça.
Okay.
What about for the next Dane Eats? We have Dane sample my chorizo and your linguiça.
Yeah, well, he can take a bite of each, right?
I was gonna say after that,
we'll give him
having a rough day.
And we'll give him some eggs too, just to bring it down a bit.
Yeah, I don't know, because if people are new here and didn't realize, I did a whole Dane Eats, right, where I cooked Portuguese beans for Dane.
Somehow on a detailing channel, we managed to actually
on the Rag Company podcast
Hardly
channel.
anybody watched it, but we did it for you because we love you.
Yeah. Joey Belinsky says, "Tut turtle man."
Turtle man.
Jeff C. Thoughts on using O&R wash and wax for maintenance washes on Diamond Protect coatings?
Totally.
You can. Totally. Yeah.
Can't go
Grand
wrong.
Ambassador Man says, Turbo Man was my inspiration. Just remember, JTC, the good guy always wins.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Those are pure of heart, right? Yeah. Pure of honey, too.
Yeah.
Pure of honey. Oh, my God. Wow. It's
fixes
just,
it.
Man, this
Pure
is
of honey.
this is rough. This is real
Rick
rough.
Smith says, Eddie Cologne is already planning his review video. I hope TRC brought the heat with the new tools.
And bring it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do it.
And then he who shall remain nameless says, this podcast is better than last week's Hot Cockpit Express podcast, but somehow hadn't gone too far off the rails. I'm kind of disappointed.
I know.
We're holding on by a thread here, man. We're keeping it just in line.
Honestly, it's because our bosses are watching today.
They're very excited.
Dane's parents are watching really closely today, so I'm surprised we've said this much.
Let's be real. When you have something like this permanently on screen for the entire show and you don't make a million jokes, you're really, really trying hard not to.
Yeah.
So that is something to be said about
Dane will
that.
have to post the potential thumbnails he chose for what.
I had one that was like an actual like ED commercial where you're just holding it and it was just bent down. And I just wrote, stop living in shame. Consult your doctor. Ask if was it Flexifix or something? It was Flaccifix. It was Flaccifix.
Dane, you really came up with this whole thing.
Yeah. I had a whole thing. I'll share it with the Canadian Real Group. Those guys get it.
Superauto 2K says, is the swamp creature edgeless? I don't know.
He's got an edge. You never know.
Man.
Alexander says smash burgers for the slam down.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yes.
And then Superauto says slam down is at 7 p.m. Eastern, so 5 p.m. Pacific or Mountain Time.
Okay.
And Grand Ambassador, indeed he is. Me and my wolf pack will always have the edge.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And then folks are saying cleaner cast is at 6 Eastern or Central Time. And then Rick says, I hate cleaning door jams. I think the engine blaster may be a good solution. Yeah.
Speaking from experience, it was glorious. Love it. And for anything where you're like, I need to pay a little extra attention there, just follow it up with a towel like a miner or something. You're good. All right. We got Alexander here saying, have a great rest of the week.
Yeah.
Reed, thank you. Yep. Alex and Superauto.
Sounds like a Portuguese Duckies. And Rick, Hans, just spray some APC on them and rinse them out with a pressure washer. That is true, Hans. That's what I do. And then Humberto, something I like is the bifanas when I went to Portugal.
The small it's a sandwich with a thin piece of pork on it, right? It's like it's like a thin piece of pork on like 2 pieces of bread, right? But like the pork is very flavorful, right? And then it's wrapped in tin foil, and then you just eat it. There's no mayo or anything on it. You don't need it.
Is it hot?
Yes,
it's wrapped in tin
it's
foil?
served hot. Yeah, it's served hot.
There's no dressings of any kind on it.
Nothing. Like usually,
it's just
like
dry
usually,
bread
like
with
yeah, but it's fresh. It's like fresh baked Portuguese
that
bread.
sounds great.
On like this very flavorful piece of like pork.
But would it not be improved with a couple of condiments?
Nope.
I refuse to believe that. Condiments
Because when like
will
a
fix anything.
60-year-old man who looks like he's 80, who has a cigarette in one hand and hands you a wrapped tinfoil thing, and as a small like 12-year-old child, you just grab it and you go, I really shouldn't be here in this place, right? And your dad goes, eat the food.
Yeah, the smoke's getting in your eyes.
Eat the food, and I go, all right. Yeah, and then he's like, do you need something to drink? I'm like, yeah, can I get a sumo, please? And
Yeah, sumo.
yeah, I get him a sumo.
Good times. I love all these.
man.
I'd love to have an animated series of just your adventures. Little Tony's adventures in L.A.
Childhood is weird, man.
Jamie the Cleaner, Grandambassador Man, when it goes down and Rage in the Cage, you better have a couple of screwballs, brother. Woo! Rage in the Cage.
All right.
Hashtag.
Next on the TR podcast, Dane double fisting Levi Anthony.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
Taking it off the
now
rails.
You
You're
just
welcome.
went
No,
right
Bravo.
off the rails.
And Umberto, also the codfish food.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Buckle
really?
out.
That's the last comment we're
Yeah.
ending on?
Yeah.
Like in the codfish food they
Oh,
made.
man. All right.
So I am picturing
Yes.
like Louis Anderson did a TV show when he was a kid
Yeah.
called Life with Louie when he was
Yeah,
little.
I used to watch it as a kid.
I'm imagining that same series, but with little Tony with his glasses. And
Yeah.
his dad kicking in the door, but his dad is like a Johnny Bravo shaped
Right.
gentleman.
Ooh, look
right?
out.
Yeah, and he's like, Anthony, let's go. We gotta go. I gotta get some records from a guy.
Yeah,
and
where are
he's
we-
like,
where-
where
yeah.
are we going? He's like,
"Don't worry
just get in
about
the
it.
car. Don't worry about it. And then it
Figure out
shows
on the
like
way.
him just sitting in a car, looking out the window, going, "How long are we going?" And he going, "It's like a 5-hour drive." And then all of a sudden, it shows them at the place, and he's like, "Well, the guy's not here." And Anthony going, "Did you call him?" "No."
He should be here.
Let's go. Well, let's just go back home.
literally happened to me. It's
and
like
then fall back asleep in the car.
literally
and then
my
that's
life.
just a great. How was your Saturday, little Tony?
Yeah.
Well, I got some
Rode in
stories.
a car.
The one who shall remain nameless. Y'all need to come to the south coast of Massachusetts for some detailing next August. We have the largest Portuguese festival in the world here.
I know. So
Oh,
Boston,
my goodness.
Boston has a massive Portuguese community there.
So
I think
they
it's
are
like,
to Portugal what we are to the Basque.
yes and no. So basically, like the Valley in California has a very large amount of Portuguese people, but like Boston, Massachusetts, like that's like second. Basically, what happened was when all the Portuguese people started coming to the U.S., right?
Yeah.
They split, right?
Yeah.
They said, "Hey, half of us are going to go to California, and the other half are going to go to Boston."
They wanted to
right?
stay near the water.
Right.
Because they wanted to stay in the water, but they didn't know where the heck to go. So some of them went there, some of them went there.
Yeah.
My family actually split up, right? To where some of them went to Boston and some went to California. And the joke is that all of the farm people from like the islands, like the Azores Islands, they all went to California, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And all of the mainlanders, like the people from like Lisbon, went to Boston because it was fancier, apparently,
Okay.
right? And they didn't want to go do farming work or anything like that, right?
Right,
The
yeah.
farmers had to go to California. What they don't know is that the farmers are thriving in California, right?
They're having an all right time.
Probably arguably much better weather, but yeah, strange. Again, I had a weird,
Learn
childhood.
something every day.
Yeah.
Shine Guys TV saying, "What's up, homie? Nice seeing Levi this weekend at the
Hey.
Butco event. Yeah, it was great seeing you guys, man." And then the one who shall remain nameless, Super Auto, right off the rails. I love it. And then Grandambassador Jamie the Cleaner, in the spirit of a new product dropped by these guys, I'm gonna blow you away. Mic drop. See you tomorrow, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh man,
Oh,
dude!
they're
He just-
coming in
he
hard
just
with these
mic
slams.
dropped that.
Impressive.
This is ridiculous.
Wow,
Yeah,
Okay.
he just dumped
that
him.
was impressive. I'm impressed.
And he follows out, the one who shall remain nameless. Well, technically, New Bedford and Fall River here. There's a large Portuguese population in Hawaii, too. It's all about the coast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, So, tying up the show today, if there are a few more comments while I talk about this, we'll bring them up. But mainly to kind of reiterate on the tools. Let's mention again the tools. Let's talk about the specs. Kind of a Cliff's Notes for people who are just catching it at the last minute. What can we tell them about it in like a short form?
So short form is that these tools were created because we love using air tools here in the studio and in our homes, and so we wanted to be able to bring a positive experience to you guys in the shape and form of tools that also come in a very affordable price, so that everybody has access to being able to use cool stuff like this. Because the way I see it, the money you save by buying these tools means the more money that you can spend on upgrading your air compressor.
That's
There you
right.
go. No,
right?
that's a good
And
call.
Because
for those that are wondering,
because it would be discouraging,
Yeah,
right? You just
right.
spent $200 on an air tool, and you go,
Can't
now
even
I,
use it.
Now I can't. I gotta go spend however much more on an air
Yeah.
compressor. Now you're spending literally a fraction of that, and now you can tell your wife or significant other or
No,
your
I'm saving
your
money.
husband, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out and bought a new compressor because look how much money I saved on the
Right.
tool. It makes perfect
Yeah.
sense.
yeah, especially when you buy
Do
something as
that.
inexpensive as the Husky Silent Flow air compressor.
No, it's not good. We need bigger than that. No, you can do-
No, but you can buy the
just-
20-gallon Silent Flow.
Yeah, that's
for
honestly
a very good price.
I want that. That
a
would
great
be
one.
that would be a game changer. I
Agreed.
think.
Me too. But you need at least 10 gallons to run these
Okay.
tools comfortably.
Yeah.
You could probably do it with 5, but you're going to need to be
gonna have to
conservative
take
with
breaks.
you're going to have to be conservative with your air. We recommend that Husky Silent Flow. Even the 5-gallon one is a great tool.
4.5.
4.5 is a great tool. I have it, and I have it sistered with 2 5-gallon or 5-gallon and a 10-gallon tank, and it does everything I need it to do, and it works fine, and I don't run out of air. Anthony runs 4.5, and he has to take breaks, but because he's got a fast flow pump, he's able to refill that tank much quicker. So there are those kind of things to work out. The biggest thing is 20 gallons will allow you to run all the tools comfortably. To get into the tools, the spray coating applicator or the blower, 10 gallons is really about all you need.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
No, and I will say, once again, if you tell us that you bought one of these and you're supporting it, I want to make sure we clap for you. So if you did, please let us know in the comments as well what you got and what you plan to use it for. Then I'm going to pop up a few more of these comments here because actually we did get a handful while we were talking there.
Umberto says in Boston they made lots of sardine food too. Cheese
love
doodle.
sardines.
What's up, my good brethren? Microfibers make me happy.
They make us happy
And then
too.
Dave Detail, UK distributors for the Rag Company. Yes, clean and shiny.
They're the ones.
Pick them up there.
And FYI, anybody looking for distributors, wherever you are in the world, you can go to theragcompany.com, scroll to the bottom, look for our distributors page. It'll show everywhere we have distributors. So
Yeah.
you can check it out.
Then Kirby saying, "Hey guys, is the Rennie event a SEMA must go? It's a good
People love it.
party.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's a
good
really
time.
good
Very
party.
good time.
Or is it a great crowd experience? It's just a good party. It's last year was a little loud, but there was a lot of people there
Yeah.
that you could talk to and enjoy. So no, it's a good
It's
time.
a fun
Yeah.
variety of people.
Yep. Ryan Rigdon, or everyone's saying cheers, Hans, and then Ryan Rigdon made it just in time. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Love the new air tools. Thank you, Ryan.
Glad to hear it, Ryan.
Joey
Thanks for popping
Valinsky, I
in.
should probably buy a compressor.
Yeah, you know,
go get yourself.
If you bought
go
the
get
tools
yourself a
and
Husky Silent Flow,
you
Joey.
didn't have a compressor
Yeah.
already. Let's fix that problem
Yep.
first.
And then Harry Housewife says, Dave, yes, actually, Rag Company UK, and their site will pop up. That is the new site from Clean and Shiny that they
There
have
you
built
go.
is an actual Rag Company UK site.
Woohoo.
Check it out.
Oh, and Darren's back too.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and Darren's back.
Darren's back.
That was
Oh, cool.
crazy. Cheese Doodle saying the diamond weave towels linted like crazy in the Gauntlet and Dry Me a River.
Nice.
Wait, lined like crazy.
I think
and
he's
like
saying
the
that his...
or maybe I like all those.
No, he's saying that they linted, but diamond weaves, how would they lint? Like, those are really...
I don't know what he's mean.
Those
I
are
think he's-
really
diamond
low
weave
pile.
towels lined like crazy.
No,
and like
linted.
the-
He missed the T.
Okay, what did he say?
Linted like crazy in like the Gauntlet and Dry Me River.
Unlike.
I don't know.
Unlike the I don't know what you're talking about.
Send us
Cheese
that
Doodle.
again.
Yeah.
Harry Housewife, Darren saying, guys, great stream as always. Just finishing up my latest TRC Grand Ambassador reel. Will be posting that up
Doing a great
soon.
job, Darren.
We enjoy
you're
them.
killing it, dude. I mean,
Man.
the
Thanks,
thing is,
man.
Darren, you're killing it. Heather's killing it. Vermil's killing it. Matt's killing it. Hunter's killing it.
It's impressive,
You guys are all
really.
doing such a good
Yeah,
job.
don't forget Darren. He's killing it. as
Darren's
well.
killing it
Yeah.
as well, man. I mean, gosh,
I
you
don't
just,
think we're missing anybody else.
5 of you guys are just
Yeah,
Jamie?
pretty
you
amazing.
guys are rock stars.
Oh,
man.
Jamie the cleaner too.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
work,
Jamie.
Jamie
Yep.
in
Yep.
there.
Jamie.
How do we
the
keep
Cleaner.
forgetting him?
So hard.
How could you forget JTC, right?
Right.
that?
Spice.
Exactly. Fletcher saying, bros, the Stoke is real for your air tools. I just ordered 3. The basic,
Yeah, my
the
man.
applicator,
Yes.
and the engine bay blaster. I guarantee to put them to the test, but coming from you, they'll be great quality.
You'll enjoy them.
Thank
I'm
you, man.
happy
We
to hear
appreciate
that.
And then Tyler Cucci saying, I may need to pick some up. There you go, Tyler.
Probably should.
And then Cheese Doodle, sorry, the Diamond Weave linted. The Gauntlet
Okay,
and Dry
so-
Me a River are awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so you meant
there you go.
unlike and linted. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Did you dry the diamond weave, or did you wash the diamond weave on its own without those other towels?
That's the other thing.
I would do that.
Or with an
Yeah,
old
check
towel.
that.
Yeah. Grand Bassman says,
he's
great,
back.
great
Whoa.
advice, Darren.
Oh, great.
He said, Thanks, Grandmaster Man. Pub. Go for it.
Nice.
This is just...
Me too there,
fun,
buddy. That's
right?
nice. Oh, they're going to go get
look how
grab a
supportive.
drink.
So it's two different people.
Two totally
Yeah.
different people.
Who would have thought?
meet at
So
the pub.
on
Real
that
human person.
on that
Yeah.
note, this has been a very fun stream,
It has.
and hopefully you guys enjoy the launch today with the new Ultra Airline, now available at theragcompany.com, available at Amazon, and coming soon to a distributor near you, hopefully within the next week. If you guys do have any questions on this line, please make sure to reach out to our customer service via the chat function on the Rag Company website,
Yeah.
or of course you can bring more questions to next Thursday's Q&A.
And if you can't wait until then, leave a comment below the video we released on our main channel showing the air tools as a great opportunity to get them out there as well. So you got lots of options. Just check it out. All right. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate you all for showing up every week, making this fun. We can't do it without you. So once again, just a big thank you to all of you who watched, and a bigger thank you. I'm going to make it a bigger thank you to those who are already subscribed and have clicked the like button. If you haven't done that already, please, what are you waiting for? Do that. Help us out. Help us help you by being more present in your life. That's it, guys. All right. Till next week, where we do another podcast, another Q&A. Just enjoy those air tools as soon as they pop in. We'll see you later. Have a good one.
See ya.